Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the recovery addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy. The dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
No, I'm not Peyton Ansley John Milton. I am the agent authorized to represent Peyton Ansley John Milton as written in all capital letters.
Thank you. And as to Mr. Milton, is there a competency concern, or is this
I am not represented by anybody besides myself. In my sovereign capacity, appreciate you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did have an opportunity to speak to him. I read him the reports.
Who is him?
All right, just trying to find where the buttons are. It's a Monday morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the recovery addict. Thank you so much for being here. It's going to be another incredibly fun week. We have a new trial that starts tomorrow, kicks off tomorrow with the widower trial. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. And that being said, I have a cable that doesn't want to go where it wants to go. I don't need this. I can go over there for now. Let's see. Monday morning. Hope you had a fabulous weekend. Welcome back. It was a very restful weekend for me. Does it look like I just woke up? No, just kidding. I didn't. I actually got up and I did shave, and I took off about 1 millimeter of the outside of the goatee. I can show you this. It's a little bit narrower. It's like one hair follicle narrower than it was before. I'm slowly losing it. As every time I trim it, it just gets a little bit smaller. Anyway, it's still there because you guys voted and it's still there. Although now that I've kept it for one more day, like all bets are off. It may go. I'm starting to get a little bugged by it. It like tickles my lips in the corners. All right, let's see what we have. We have a couple things to do first thing in the morning. Of course, that's not working because, that would be too good. Let's see. Scan USB. My computer's going super, super slow because right now...
I'm not a cat.
It's not even working now. Oh, that's because I need to start this one as well. Right now, it's actually rendering the video we're supposed to watch today. And the video is 2 hours long. I realize that's 5 minutes longer than the other complete video that's listed out on YouTube. So I don't know what 5 minutes they cut out, but we have the whole thing, with one exception. This video, the Sarah Boone video I've got here, I actually received back from the Orange County Sheriff's Office finally, last week. I can't even remember when I requested it. It was months ago. But I finally got the request back today. They gave me both camera angles of the interrogation. If you've watched this online before, you've seen that it's been edited and they've switched back and forth between the two. Well, I wanted to see it differently. I always wanted to see Sarah Boone's reaction, her face, her expressions, her body language throughout the interview. And so I've edited this together so you basically have the Sarah cam with her up in the corner. You can see her the whole time and the rest of the video. So you see both at the same time. That's the gist of what I did. Let's see, now it's working. All right, Kim R., congratulations. Repeat offender, I might have to say, repeat offender. You have been first in chat many times, and as you are today, and it has its penalty, punishment, or prize, as depending on how you view it. I think you think it's a prize, which is we're okay with. We're okay with because somebody has to do this. Kim, being first in chat means that everything IP related in the internet worldwide is yours to take care of this morning. So thank you for volunteering by being first in chat because it's all yours. If you do plan on like renaming it or something, just let us know so we know where to look for it. Thank you, Kim. Looks like Dolly Q just gifted a membership this morning to kick things off. Thank you very much, Dolly. Does that sound a little hot to you? Like it sounds just a little bit poppy. Maybe it's that early Monday morning. I'm not quite ready for that volume. We got to slowly dial it up. Dolly Q, looks like that the gifted membership went to Lena H. Congratulations. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let's, I'm checking to see if I missed anything. 2 different camera angles on the interview might be telling. I'm excited to see this. Yes. Red Pen, when they sent this to me, they said it's redacted. I'm like, what did he redact out of the interview? Okay. There wasn't much in there really that would warrant redacting. And sure enough, they did blur out on this copy, the screen, like the laptop computer screen, when they're logging in, when they're like, oh, the battery goes dead, and they plug it in to log in. So they blurred that out. That's redacted, so we can't accidentally see their password, and that's funny. And then there's like 26 seconds when they ask Sarah Boone, why don't you tell us what this video is all about? We're listening. And the next 26 seconds are redacted. As far as audio, we just get a beep, which I've cut out because nobody likes to listen to a beep for 26 seconds. So I've cut that part out. But I did find that previous people who'd requested this did not get the redacted version. So I have the sound bite to play over that. So basically we get the audio and the video. So it's a complete thing. I just have to sort of merge the two together as it happens. Anyway, let's see. Sheila says, welcome to the gallery again. Looks like that green courthouse is suiting you well. Looks good on you, really. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. I'm sensing a short day awaits. It won't feel like a short day after 2 hours of Sarah Boone saying it's not intentional. Ashley, it's gonna be fun. We might do some court hopping later as well. Let's see. Cachette, what year is it? 2023. All year long. Okay, is there anything else? I have to get food ready before we start, Sarah. So lurking until I return. Sounds good. Are you there? Yes. Can you see me? Kim, I'm here. I'm just behind in chat, I think. That's all. The delay is unintentional. So soon. Too soon. Let me scroll up to where it looks like people are taking a seat, so that's working. Is the trial starting tomorrow? What's the trial? That's going to be the Thomas Randolph. This is a retrial. This is a murder trial, but it's actually previously he was convicted and sentenced to death row. Then he appealed because there was too much prior acts that were brought in, and he won his appeal. So now he gets a retrial, which could result in putting him back on death row. So this is in the state of Nevada as well. So that one starts tomorrow. Let's see. The goatee survived barely. It was so close. Had I had the proper hardware to remove it, I think it would be gone. So I need to go get a nice good, what do they call them now? A safety razor, like a Bic, and just trim it. I need to get it nice and wet and lather it up and everything, and then just, it's so satisfying just to remove a goatee. But then you sort of regret afterwards either. Also. Let's see, Estrella. So that's the trial tomorrow, also known as the widower. He, of his last 6 wives, 4 of them died under suspicious circumstances, some of them including his fault. Stop trimming too much, says Caper. It's not intentional. It's not like I'm like, let's see if I can get one more, millimeter narrower. It just happens. I just try to trim right up to the edge, and then the razor catches a little bit, and it's like, oop, now I need to straighten out the other side. Okay, I had a great weekend, Dodie. Thanks for asking. Time for a new computer? Probably. It really is. Let's see. It's almost done rendering. The file is 13.61 gigabytes. It's a ton of video. Let's see. I prefer clean shaven. I think you're going to get your wish here soon, Spicy Lady. Let's see. Skywriting says, good morning. Lost my status. I'll have to renew it. Yes, we have to get you back in green, of course. The front row seats. Lewis Cox says, hooray, love anything Sarah Boone. I hope you like the way I put this together. I realize that the content itself has been available in one form or another for quite a while, but just being able to watch her body language throughout this and her reaction, facial expression, because watching somebody from the top down, like the top of your head, that's how we see her for most of the interview. It's not very telling, but when you get to see her reactions and some of her hand movements and things like that, that is. Tracy, cannot wait for this trial. It's coming eventually. Probably as soon as BK goes to trial, this is going to go forward as well. Good morning, Juniper, as well. Good to have you here. Welcome. Let me see. I scrolled and there was something I was in the middle of reading. Now it's gone. Boone is not the brightest bulb. You're going to see that here a little bit, but she really does believe what she's saying. I think it is gold. It's wonderful. We just have to stall for a minute. Weather Watch. Look at this 7-month message. I think you've been holding on to this one for a little bit. Congratulations Thomas. Thank you very much. Wonderful podcast on Friday. If you guys missed it, we had Brandy and JT, two of our great friends here on YouTube from the true crime community, and most of you know them. If you don't, you should. They were on here with us as well, and it was just a blast. Thomas did a great job, as always. One of the best interviewers.
Trossie just sent a super sticker with 2.
Trossie. I've been saying it long. Trossie. I'm going to call you Trossie from now on. Thank you very much, Tracy, for your super sticker. Appreciate that. Hey, you. Love that. Let's see. Cheryl says, I sent you a link to the burner for December trial. Let me check the burner really quickly. I've got it here with me. I actually need to plug it in. I'm going to need to summon one of my little RAs. I have to run my burner phone off a backup battery while I'm live streaming, because for some reason it puts a hum in the audio if I plug it into any of the electrical system. Let's see. I was checking the messages. Just one second. Let's see. Is this the Baltimore? Cheryl, I've got a lot of messages this morning. I'm just trying to see which one it is. Oh, a couple cases to look into. I think this is it. Okay, Thomas Randolph. That's one we're looking in. September 11th, Kalowski family. Maya is the child. There's a documentary. It sounds like it involves children. Okay, I'll look at this. Hang on. Let me page a little runner for me. All right, they are bringing me the power cord, so my phone won't die. Thank you, Caper. The podcast was a lot of fun. I love it. Just great people. I love to hang out with them. So today with Sarah Boone, we're going to watch Sarah Boone during her interview, which we haven't been able to see before. I haven't seen anyone else that's had this footage from this angle that's shared it that way. So we're going to get that ready, but it's still rendering. Just hold tight. It's I will tell you, this is about the 7th time I've tried to render this, and it keeps finding dropped frames in the original footage, because the footage is like, it's only a couple years old, but the camera was sort of crappy that recorded it, and so occasionally it has a drop frame in there, and it's a little iffy that way. But if there's another drop frame, I'm just going to have to play it straight from my editor, which we can do, but I'd rather have it finish and be a completed file. So I did tell you this is what exciting, something that might preserve the life of my laptop just a little bit longer. Over the weekend, I discovered that I had about 271 gigabytes of space that was taken up by something known as Windows on my Mac. I never use dual boot. I never use Windows on my Mac, so I went ahead and removed that. And so I've got like 25% free space on my hard drive all of a sudden, where I used to be like fighting for every gigabyte. Rebecca, good morning to you as well. We're stalling just briefly as the file is exporting successfully so far. Thomas Randolph has a hearing this morning, jury selection tomorrow. The hearings usually go really fast, and I'm not sure if it's going to be covered. I have some paperwork still sorted with the court. We're trying to get all the T's crossed and the I's dotted. Okay. Interrogation cameras are still crappy in 2023. KT, the problem is they try to make the cameras look like they're just regular security cameras, and they are. They need high quality cameras, and especially high quality audio systems, and that starts with changing the room itself. And that can be a little bit of a problem because it becomes less secure. If you have a padded wall, literally an item like a needle or a sharp dagger type thing that's narrow could be hidden in that soft foam of the wall, but it would sound great. So instead, police departments tend to go with cinder block, which is very hard. It's very echoey. It's very a flat sort of sound that's not very good. Woohoo, love anything to do with SB. What a nutter. Watch her interrogation. Hundreds sad, I know. We're going to watch that same interrogation, but with both angles. So you're going to be able to see her from the top down as well as her face at all times. Almost all times. Occasionally somebody stands in front of the camera. But Adam Montgomery's sentencing is today for weapons charges. Let's see. My Ring camera does better audio and video. The technology is there. It really is. I don't know why it hasn't filtered down. It's that and bank security cameras. Why is it that the banks that we trust with all of our money, our life savings, we end up putting in the bank, or all our earnings go through the bank, and we trust them to take care of that when they can't even buy a camera that's better than the one we can pick up at Best Buy on sale for $25. And it blows my mind. We need high resolution 4K. I want like 6 different angles of any robbery in a bank. A floor camera, like we could mount a camera on the floor as he's running and jumping out the door. We could get like still shots of that. The technology is there, and it really should be implemented. Maybe I need to start a business to do that. Anna says, "Hey, I've missed you a lot. Welcome back, Anna. Thank you so much." I put my money in a box. Forget those banks, says Estrella. The open air festival at Wacken was great. Love a good festival. Okay. It's still thinking. Is anyone covering the Adam Montgomery sentencing today? I heard no one was covering. I don't know if it's being televised, just because there's so much else going on. We'll have to check. Linda James says, I think Sarah Boone knew what she was doing, putting him and zipping him in that suitcase. She may well have fallen asleep. She left him knowing he couldn't get out. She didn't turn the suitcase. Didn't she turn the suitcase over? Yes, and she'll say that today. You're going to hear that very clearly. Alfonso, welcome. You're late, but you're here, so we'll give you a pass today only. I see I've got the emoji heart that seems to be placed wrong. Let me go ahead and get rid of that for a second. Live reactions gone. There we go. Okay, there goes the heart. Carrie B says, I was a teller in a robbery. The most important asset were the humans in the building. I agree. There's the number one. There's usually no possession you have that's more important than your life. Okay, unless they're trying to take another human from you, like a child or something, then there's worth putting up a fight. But usually, give them what they want, and they'll probably leave without hurting anybody. The odds are better in that favor. What do you think of the Karen Reed case? I love this one. The case we're following today, because we're picking up the Whittaker case tomorrow, we're doing Sarah Boone today. I've re-edited the interrogation from that, which is still thinking about completing. It's so close. I'm just hoping it doesn't find another dropped frame, or else I'll just have to play it differently. But we're going to watch that, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got two angles, so we've got her reaction. I think this is the angle that Dr. G would want to analyze if he wanted to analyze body language during her interview, because it gives you just such a better picture of her. Let's shoot for the 23,000 mark. We're so close. We're close to 23,000. Oh, would you look at that? 22,949. That is very close. We're 51 people away from 23,000 subscribers. Now that the Sarah Boone trial has been pushed back, do you think she will still be coming down? Do you think you will still be coming down for the trial? Dodie, here's the problem. It's pushed on top of all the other trials, especially BK. And BK I'm really wanting to go to. I realize it's probably going to be a much longer trial. So it's going to be a long time in an Airbnb or something up there in Idaho. But I just want to be there for BK. That's especially because Idaho has this habit of making it really hard to get the video and audio that we want. I'm thinking of the Lori Vallow case specifically. So being there makes it a little easier. When I joined, we were working for 8,000. Anna, look what you caused. 8,000, you joined, and now we're up to almost 23,000. There's a fly in my studio. It's currently on my camera right there. Good thing it's not on the lens, though. That would be worse. Nasty, nasty weather expected out east today. Is that where I'm at? Thomas, are you giving me plenty of warning? Do you think the BK Trail will be pushed into 2024? Jenny G, I wish I knew the answer to this. And here's my thinking on Brian Kohberger. He has done everything in his power right now to sort of force the state into a speedy trial, which the state does not want. They have a lot of evidence to go through. They have a lot of things to match up. And if they go speedy trial, and it actually goes to trial here in another month or two, they won't be able to get the presentation and the preparation they want done. That may help BK, but at the same time, he is limited in his defense similarly because he doesn't know, he hasn't gone through everything. His lawyers, there's no way they've gone through everything yet. They'll sort of be shooting from the hip on the defense. So it hurts him and it helps him. I'm not sure which way he's going to end up. I think when it comes to it, he'll probably push it out. And if he does push it out, it could go years out. The one thing I don't want is him to push it out after I fly out to Idaho. And then we just get maybe we'll go to Yellowstone together and check out the geysers. Okay, Sarah Boone is obsessed with her letters and fan mail, still has no clue that her reckless drunken behavior led to someone's death. So sad. She, the part that gets me in here is you'll hear it when she says, nevertheless. Listen to what she says when she says nevertheless. I'm like, oh my goodness, she just does not get it. Whether it's PA is going to get schmammered. It's like getting hammered, but schmammered. That's worse. After 4 today in eastern North Carolina is supposed to be sketchy. That's where I am, so maybe we'll have a tornado watch up here. It's going to be stormy this afternoon. I'll keep an ear to the ground. Okay, it's getting really, really close to being done. Okay, I didn't see any birthdays. I didn't see any birthdays or anniversaries, anybody to shout out today. She has fan mail. She's getting a lot of mail now, quite a bit. Is it crazy that I get all my news and weather forecasts on the Recovery Addict channel, the Brown Barn? That's awesome. Not the two, proportionally the two highest content types on the channel, but I'm glad that we can get you what you need. The one who sees says, I think the evidence against BK is so strong that it don't matter whether he has it fast or later, he's never getting out. I know, I see that, right? There's a lot of evidence. DNA, there may be multiple DNA points. Okay, the way things are written, it's possible there's more evidence of his DNA in there, or more evidence has been discovered since we've heard about the evidence on the knife sheath. There's a lot that way. But they're looking for the problem. They're looking for the flaw. They're looking for where the court did something wrong, or the prosecution did something wrong, or the police did something wrong to exclude evidence. And if they find things where the police made an error, where there was a gross oversight in a search warrant or something that was executed, and suddenly all the evidence they collect under that search warrant gets excluded, that's where things can change. That's where it can make a huge difference. And he has a lawyer that is very good at finding those sort of things. And they're digging through with a fine-tooth comb, trying to find anything that could possibly help him. Okay, this fly is taunting me. I need that, what's it called? The bug assault. I need to get one of those. I keep looking at this store. I'm thinking, I need to just grab one. Caper says, if I were to write to Sarah Boone, which will never happen, she will clearly see I'm not a fan. Then she might not read your letter, if you don't put any unicorns on it. Okay, we're almost ready. It's going so slowly. This is driving me nuts. We might have to do a little court hopping while we wait. Yeah, this is not the sort of interview you want to watch by yourself. It'll be much better with friends as we talk this over. For those that have not watched it yet, it's a lot to sit through, but with us together, it'll be a lot of fun. Even the slow parts, it'll be interesting. And there's a lot to pull out of here. She says so much. It's almost like her whole case, she could be tried entirely on just things she says in this case. And I'll have a question for you legal minds as well. There's something that the investigators forgot to do until the very end. And I'm wondering if it has the same, efficacy as if they had done it at the beginning. And I want you to watch for that and listen to that. The fly assault gun works best if you wait until the fly lands. That's when I get them. Do you have the laser pointer on yours, Cindy? Selena, it is fun to watch. It's interesting to see just exactly what she thinks is happening and when she notices things are not going her way. It's a lot of fun. No laser pointers, Cindy. And didn't he say when he was arrested something about who else did arrest? Yes, Pauline, you're talking about BK. There was something that went around the media right away that when he was arrested, he had said something like, "Am I the only suspect, or who else has been arrested?" type thing. There was some sort of comment. I think his lawyer sort of shot that down. Says I don't recall him saying anything like that. So we haven't, and because of the gag order, we really haven't had a confirmation one way or another. I don't think anyone filmed it that was outside the circle of people who can't release that information. So I'm not sure if that actually happened or if that was just a rumor. There's a lot to unpack here. Oh man, Tish, there's a ton. Cases, at least one in particular. I love my bug assault. Okay, I'm just going to have to play it off the final cut. What's his gift mean? If you type gift with an S on the end, exclamation point gift with an S on the end, Tom Taz, it brings up a link in chat that you can click on that you can turn. If you move the slider to the right, it enables gifts on the channel, which means if someone gives a membership gift, YouTube will see that you're willing to accept one, and they'll include you in the possible recipients list. So there it is. Sharon did it right there. You click that link and make sure the slider is moved over to the right. Yes, we did go over her last letter already. We expect most likely one more letter. One more letter. The rate she's been writing, she's sort of doing it almost on a monthly basis.
I was kicked back, taking it easy.
Craftsy, she can't wait for her trial either. One thing you'll find if you read through all her letters is she says, I never waived my right to a speedy trial. And her lawyer waived her right to a speedy trial for her, supposedly on her instruction. But she's saying that didn't happen. And she's also saying that some of these documents that she had, some of her notes, some of the things that she had with her original lawyer never made it through this list of lawyers, as it was supposed to be passed from one to another to another. It's gonna be interesting. So she may actually have an appeal almost already in the bag for this trial because of inadequate defense with her lawyers. Okay. Is there anything I can shut down to make it run faster? How about all of Firefox? Oh, I've got mail open. I don't want that. All right, CC member for 4 months. So glad to be here with all of you. Thank you very much, CC. We're about to begin. I think I want to play the soundbite, the 26 seconds that got edited out of the copy that I just got from the Orange County Sheriff. But this is Detective. We're going to see this. So I'll play it again when it happens. But I want just listen to this a little bit to give you an idea of what's coming up here.
This video.
You explain it to us. We're listening.
I just did. Like, we were playing, and then, like, I thought it was... My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to... He'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
wasn't
bed.
also to leave him in the suitcase.
So why didn't you take him out?
Because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think, he's asking to come out, he can't
I didn't do it
breathe.
intentionally.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. New Bunk Foss gifted 5 memberships. Hope we had your settings turned on. Maddie Sanborn, search for you. Dorothea Arola, Para 710, and Tom Taz 76, all gifted memberships by New Bunk Foss. Thank you very much, New Bunk. Appreciate that.
I'm not a camel.
Wonder what the strategy was for this interview. They usually let them tell their story, then cat them up in lies. This one, she went straight at Sarah. She did, probably because they had so much evidence, because she had sort of admitted to putting him in there by already. You are going to see there's a little bit of hand motions as communications back and forth, and I do zoom in on that when correct? It happens, when the male lawyer at the end indicates to the female, or sorry, the male investigator indicates to the female investigator something they forgot. And then she tries to slide it in at the end. But you'll see that as that happens. Maddie, congratulations. Good to have you in green with the courthouse by your name. Man. Okay, I think we're gonna get some court hopping ready, because as soon as I choose some court hopping, this is gonna finish. I just know that how it works. See.
Is that correct?
Caper, thank you very much. Continued the gifting with another 5 memberships. Carrie B, Tiffany Carter, Sassy Girl 69, Jacqueline Robinson, and The One Who Sees, all winners. Thank you very much, Caper. Appreciate that. Let's see what we have here on...
And that the young kids, and I'm talking to her, you're on the wrong path if you're going to start doing this in high school. You're just going to end up in front of me someday. And I would really rather hope that never happens. I hope that you stop using marijuana and stop thinking it's cool. And invariably, TikTok and social media get you busted anyways. And I think you learn that here in this instance. But I look at the nature of this offense here, and when I read the PSI, I was starting to wonder if I was reading the wrong person's PSI. I thought I was reading a PSI for Samantha Anderson, because the defendant isn't even mentioned in name. He's mentioned in one line, one word. And when asked whom the pipe belonged to, she gestured, meaning Miss Anderson, to the defendant. Your name doesn't even appear in the rest of the PSI. I was trying to figure out exactly what you did, even though I remember reading the police report, because I think this was a no contest plea. Yeah. So the court is quite concerned for this health and safety of young kids who probably think it's pretty cool to use marijuana. One of the problems with the marijuana statute is, of course, for young kids, it's a civil infraction. I don't understand that, but oh well. So anyways, the sentence of the court is as follows. And is placed upon a period of probation for 12 months. The court will communicate to the defendant terms or conditions that it finds well suited for this particular case and situation. The defendant will order that the defendant cooperate with substance abuse treatment evaluation with his probation officer. He's not to use any intoxicants or controlled substances that will include recreational marijuana. The court will order that he be subject to testing and cooperate with any mental health counseling as directed by his probation officer, and other terms or conditions that will be communicated to the defendant in a separate writing from this, an order from this court. The court sentences the defendant to a $50 state minimum fee, $75 crime victims' right fund fee, a $150 court cost, a $200 fine, a $150 attorney fee, supervision fees of $30 a month, or $60 a month if there's electronic monitoring. I must inform you, Mr. Hitzman, you have the right to be considered for early release from probation if at halftime you've completed all the terms or conditions successfully. So thus in 6 months, if you complete your programming successfully, you'll have the right to be considered for early release from that probation. The court sentences the defendant to 2 days of jail and 2 days of correction. Mr. Hitzman, just don't test positive. That's your big challenge here. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I'm going to tell you, the fact that you brought her here allowed me to communicate to her. But I want you to know, bringing her here, I still would have sent you to jail. I wouldn't have cared if she had to walk home. It would have been a darn good lesson for the girl to figure out how to get from here to McBain on her own. You're here, not only in part because your choices and Samantha's by allowing marijuana to be present where kids can have it, but you're here because she thinks it's cool to use marijuana, and it's not.
I agree, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. No need to do advice or rights. We're in a misdemeanor. Thank you very much. Good luck. We're adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Apparently, this judge not a fan of TikTok, social media, anything like that. Laura77, good afternoon from the UK. Welcome. Good to have you here from across the pond.
Thank you.
We could be seconds or minutes away from the video finishing rendering. I'd like it to render just so I can play it.
By 18 minutes.
It's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh! On a Monday morning.
We'll give us a little buffer.
Yes, she did.
Do you have Bryce Huggins on the staff
Not until
today?
1.
Oh, he told me 9.
No, it'll be
Well,
1.
thank goodness I asked, because I'm just sitting here thinking, well,
Yeah.
I thought that's why you were here. It'll be 1 with Judge Ransom.
Yeah, it's a different.
I thought so. Well, when I saw, no offense, but when I saw you, I was like, I thought this was a fine thing.
No problem.
Court. All right. Well, have a great day.
You too, ma'am, and I won't
Try to
take it.
keep smiling.
I don't take any offense.
It's a comment from the gallery.
All right, well, we've got
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry, thank you, ma'am.
I think they just cut out. Just turned off the feed.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
I wish. Hey, Shane O'Neill. Hello from Ireland. Welcome. Good to have you here. Oh, that's shaming of Jay. He's waiting for Judge Boyd. Okay, let's try this one. Are we good here?
Mr. Collins, when you fill out the form requesting court-appointed counsel, please fill it out completely. Don't leave anything blank, because when the court reviews it to make the determination if you qualify or not, it does you no good to have ambiguities.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please fill it out completely. As to bond, Ms. Costello, please.
Yes, Savon, Your Honor. My understanding is that Mr. Collins was brought here directly from Ohio. He was serving a sentence in Ohio. He is now on release supervision status at this time. he had attempted, and I know that, according to Mr. Collins, I spoke with him that the facility had also reached out and tried to get him arraigned on these warrants. I don't know the exact dates that they had reached out, but these have been sitting out there, unfortunately, while he was incarcerated. So I just wanted to make note of that. He just most recently, the transition from his incarceration, he just completed a treatment facility for moral and cognitive thinking skills. I believe that was a 90-day program, correct, sir?
Yes, that was after the year incarceration.
Okay. He just completed that. He is going to be supervised on release status in Ohio. So he plans on living at the Ohio address while he's being supervised.
This inmate, they have
there.
Soundboards on the walls to make it sound better.
Your Honor, he has regained his sobriety. He's very proud of that at this time. He's 42 years old. I would ask the court, given the nature of these allegations, they date back to last year. He's already served a lengthy sentence in rehabilitative program. I would ask the court to grant him release on a personal bond. My understanding is that he can leave, if he is granted a bond here, he can leave directly from the Oakland County Jail to then start his supervision with Ohio. I do have a good contact number, and I'm going to send that to the court. I'm going to message that to the court as well.
We have an address in Mount Clemens.
That is not accurate. He's going to be living in Toledo.
Okay, if you would check that address too.
Absolutely.
Now, it appears that he has a number of warrants. Does he have any scheduled today?
Yes. So he is scheduled to see Madison Heights as well as 48th District Court. The 48th District Court, he has similar, there's also a possession of methamphetamine out of 48th District Court.
Is he better served by a very low cash surety bond?
So I would say no, because my understanding is that if he, well, I don't understand what the court's saying in the event that he does get a bond out of that court. Right now, I don't know his financial ability to post any sort of significant bond. So if I could ask Mr. Collins, if the court were to entertain a low bond, is that something that you think you could post?
I spent most of our money because I've been gone for over a year and we have a newborn. I also had to pay for my ankle monitor that's going to be put on in Ohio when I leave here. I don't want to lie and say I can pay it. I don't have any money. My fiance has been raising our daughter by herself and working 3 days a week just to pay the rent and, at the house.
Mr. Collins, what the court's getting at is if you do receive a bond out of the other courts, and then if you receive a personal bond here, if the court were to grant it, then you're not going to earn credit on this case. But if the court will, if you would still like a personal bond, obviously, we're still going to ask the court for that today. Okay.
Would be helpful. I appreciate both of you.
Red Pen doesn't want to be a caboose. Ivan was the choo-choo train.
Don't want to be a caboose here.
Thank you, both of you.
Would $100 cash surety or 10% work?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
One who sees just sent
These things are not going to clear themselves up overnight. It took a while to get them, and I don't want to impede your process or your progress either. So by making this just a very, very low bond, in the event that you should end up
ankle monitors are $0
having to spend
here.
more time in jail, you would get credit for these days.
Thank you.
Those days on these matters. Okay.
Thank you.
$20 a day for an ankle monitor.
That's the lowest I've ever sent. So
I'm in the wrong business.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have to get your new address here too.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I've spelled your street name, sir. It's Waggoner. Is that correct?
I believe it's Wagon.
Okay.
Did you Google it? I'm sorry.
I did for your zip code.
It is GG. Yes, then it is.
Okay.
Oh, street name. I thought he had
444 Wagon here.
A name that he goes by on the street. It's actually the road address name.
Are you able to see that? You can read it on my screen, maybe.
This guy sounds like he's turned his life around. He's been a year in jail, gone through a 90-day course
Your Honor.
on making good decisions,
New cell phone
cognitive
too.
thinking. It was his street name. Well, Wrong answers only. What's this dude's street name?
We're doing this on chat, Mr. Collins, so that we're not putting your contact information on YouTube.
And neither are we. You're welcome.
Makes it a little more cumbersome and takes more of your time, but I think it's worth it.
Alicia,
I'm also going to provide that you can remain in Ohio on this bond.
Thank you. I should have asked for that. Thank you.
I don't know who the dad is, but if his woman has a newborn, he's been gone for over a year.
Now, Mr. Collins, the fact that you can stay in Ohio doesn't mean that you can miss court here. The next hearing, I believe, is going to be a Zoom. I can't tell you beyond that one. So you could be on a Zoom hearing from anywhere.
G-money.
But in the event that there's an in-person requirement for this matter, you'd have to come to court physically.
Feisty stash.
Thank you.
He's wearing it well. Shady. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Where's this? Not sure what state we're in. Which state we're watching court? Maybe they have like cognitive visits and everything. Cognitive would be thinking.
Okay.
Conjugal. There we go. I found the word. Conjugals.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Costello. Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll see you at the next one.
All right, thank you.
You'll be back. That's
Have a
what
good day, Your
said.
Honor.
You too.
The judge done.
On that file, did you get the change matters? I forgot to say.
Conjugal.
change
Thank you.
matters.
I found it. I found it myself. I'll have you know. He's in Oakland.
Okay, we have Officer Kevin. Do we have Mr. Graham?
Don't believe that visit involved much thinking. Oh man, you guys are too harsh on me this morning. This lady really fought for her client who clearly isn't paying her. Good deal. Yeah, she's probably a public defender, so she gets paid the same either way. Conjugal, you guys, yeah. Street name is not gonna math. I thought his street name should have 9 month in there somewhere, just so he can remember. You know, the typical gestation period for humans. Why did a murderer have an ankle monitor?
Kick back, taking it easy.
I don't think he's a murderer. I think he's in a lighter charge than that because he's been in jail. Some of these I just can't read. Hang on. He's in Royal Oak, Michigan. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so it's sitting here. Normally, this complete. I know this is. I'm telling you some technical stuff you don't need. But normally, the Mac finishes rendering a video at 44%. Like when the Mac's always had a problem with progress bars. They really have. Windows does them really well, but Mac, the progress bar does not really relate directly to how the progress is going. It's just to let you know that there's supposedly progress being made. And so normally when it gets to 44%, it's actually done in this particular program because I've edited for years using Final Cut, and that's the fact. We're sitting at 44% right now, and it's not done. So it's if you want an example of how this works, download a new app from the iPad on your iPad or your iPhone on the store, and you'll see it like downloading for like. It makes a little circle and it works like its way around the pie as it fills up. And it gets like about halfway, which is, I think, about 44%. And then it suddenly just jumps the rest of the way and it's done. That's what's happening right here, but it's just not jumping to the done point. I'm usually done at 44%. This is just cringe. Street name, Mighty Swimmers. Yes, that's it. All right, please scroll up. What did I miss? Bite me. What did you say? There's a lot up here. RA, scroll up again. I missed a couple scroll ups. I don't see it. Wait. There's one up here. I can't scroll too far. Okay, I scrolled up. Bite me. I just don't know what else you want me to see up there because I can't see anything. It might be easier to resend, unless there was a super chat I missed. Didn't see I missed any super chats. It's because we're watching it. If I like hit it on another screen though, I wouldn't know when it's done. Another chicken bit the dust at the hands of Buttercup. Ooh. Buttercup playing with those birds, playing a little rough, I think is what happened. I'm not seeing where that message came through. Nope, here we go. Found it, bite me. Human upset, I've been charged with attempted murder. I swear it was unintentional. I brought a toddler chicken into the living room and showed it some love. So far, she has survived. Oh, so carried gently. Carried gently. Buttercup needs an ankle bracelet or possibly a muzzle. Possibly a muzzle in this case. And it's Bubba. It's not a chicken, it's a guinea. It's a guinea. Wouldn't your desktop be faster for rendering? Yes and no. Actually, my laptop has more memory and a faster processor. And I'm running off a solid state disk. So I think it's better than my desktop. What is Buttercup's street name? Something with feathers in it. Buttercup's on probation. Okay, it's done. It's done. It just finished. 44%. That was it. It was successful even. Woot woot. Okay, so now we just close down Final Cut. Open this. That was worth waiting for. 7th time's the charm. And it is 13.68 gigabytes. It's huge. We'll bring that over here. All right. We are ready. Stephen Clark says, Aussie visitor here. Can you please explain the difference between jail and prison in the USA? Yes, jail is typically where you're held pending being sentenced on a case. And also less than a year, usually. You're usually a year or less in jail. Prison can be where you go for multiple years, and that's where you serve your time on your case after you're sentenced. So there is some crossover. For instance, Sarah Boone, even though hasn't been sentenced yet, and Sarah Boone's the one we're going to watch the video of right now as we get ready here. Right here, we're watching the interrogation room. That's where it's going to happen. Sarah Boone is actually being held by the Florida Department of Corrections, and I think it's actually in a prison, but it's like on an exchange thing. So she's physically in a prison, but it's treated like a jail. So there's a little crossover there. I'm not sure. Having never served in either one, I have zero time. We might need Ivan to call in and explain it a little bit. Prison is for misdemeanors less than a year. Anything more than 365 is prison here. So it's time-based, basically. So Sarah's been in for 3 years. Only less than a year if you're not in ATL. Watching Law Talk with Mike, and there are a lot of people in jail for over a year waiting arraignment. I hate that, Getty. I really do. You should not be sitting there waiting to be charged, waiting to be arraigned for that long. I think the process needs to be faster, and if we can't get it done faster, we need to let them out. Incentivize it. You know, if the people object to all the people who've been arrested being let out of jail, maybe they'll pay more in taxes to pay more for more judges or more police or whatever they need to do to speed up that process. But I hate people sitting in jail with no court date and no progress. New trial starts tomorrow. We're going to start the Sarah Boone interview though right now. Let's see. Let me see. There it is. We're just setting up the interview room now. Where's my audio? There it is. That's going to be Sarah's chair in the corner. and I'm not a big fan here. Her big mistake here is she brought her laptop without a charger, and it's going to run out of battery mid-interview. Sarah's being invited in right now. She's not in custody. She showed up on her own. They just asked her to come down and talk at the police station, and she showed up. This, I believe, is the day after, or possibly 2 days after. So it's either Monday or Tuesday, because I believe it happened over the weekend with George. Yes, the female there, she's got a bit of a cough, and we're going to hear that a bit. It happens. Let me change the sound so I can edit that out. Let's make it go through here. Okay. There's our first cough as a warning. Okay, very, very carefully, meticulously set up room, by the way. Right above my head on the left, you can see a little, what looks like a switch with the black box in the middle. That's actually the other camera angle. As soon as Sarah comes in, let's do the cough counter. We're up on 2 already, right? I'll set this up. Okay, cough counters to 2, and it's going to be anyone who coughs, not just the female detective. Let me get this set. Hang on, Kevin got it up. That's going to be 3. That's going to be, even though it's like a, that's going to be a single cough, if that's all right. It's like, unless there's a breath between them, it's not going to be a different cough. Source 1.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, can you do me a favor if you're not busy tomorrow? Are you here tomorrow? Do you mind just checking my directs and put it on my desk? Okay, if you get a minute, just on the top. Thank you. I'll come by. Hey, kiddo, don't see you long. Have a good day. Have a good night.
Is that good enough right down here? We do have standards. We have to set the rules. American Girl, we're watching. We're going to be watching the Sarah Boone interrogation, the interview, which she willingly came down to the police station and participated in, not knowing that that would be her last day of freedom. She's been in custody since this day. As a matter of fact, her jailhouse booking photo is wearing the shirt that she's going to be wearing in this interview. So if you look on the thumbnail, that gray shirt she has, that's what she's wearing here this day when she shows up. I have requested from the Orange County Sheriff's Department and finally received both camera angles for the entire interrogation. The entire thing. Oh, there's another one. And we have a little click sound, so it goes like, so you'll know when I clicked it. Anyway, I requested both videos, and I put them together so you can see. Yes, we need some water apparently. I put them together so you'll be able to see her face throughout the whole thing. She's going to be in the top left-hand corner, and then we're going to be watching the main top-down view as well, so we can see better her reactions to some of the questions as this interview goes on. But they're about ready to come in now.
Just let us know if anything need more, okay? I'm going to have you sit in the green chair that doesn't move.
The green chair that doesn't move.
Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask you about these whenever we have a moment.
Sure. So obviously, he received his autopsy. So I'm going to read you your rights again because we have to talk about that. And since I'm talking about the incident, We just have to do it, just like we did yesterday. Just like we did yesterday. Remember I read you the rights? Your rights? Yeah, so it's the exact same thing, but since I'm asking you follow-up questions, I need to read them to you, okay? Sure. All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before and during questioning without charge. If you cannot afford a lawyer and want one can be provided for you before questioning without charge. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me?
No.
And do you understand what I just read you?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So this morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed of some injuries that he has by the doctor. So I want, so he's got scratch marks to his back.
I know what that's from.
Okay. And it's called a contusion. Do you know what a contusion is? So like basically you're getting hit and then you get a mark from it. You'll get bruising. Like someone hit you or something like that. It's called a contusion. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. We could see his mouth was a little.
I haven't laid a hand on him.
Okay.
Also too, he fell off my son's bike.
Okay.
So I don't know, and he's notorious for running into the wall or the hall tree. So
Okay. What about the scratches? Because there's also
sex.
Sex?
Yes.
Okay. Because there's also like a scratch on the back of his neck, kind of going, but it's going straight across.
I have no idea what that's from.
And they're all recent. They occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They definitely occurred, the night leading up to when he was.
In all honesty, we have not gotten into it.
Okay.
That's why, the only thing I thought you guys were going to ask me about, which I was going to be honest with you anyway, are the scratch marks on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I have no idea what it is. No idea what it is. Nonetheless, I've had my son over at the house too, so.
Nonetheless.
Well, your son was there when? When was he last there?
Oh, gosh.
My understanding he was there last Tuesday?
I don't know if it was Tuesday, but yes, he was there last week, so.
Well, we're talking about Sunday.
Yeah.
We're just talking about what occurred Sunday. Because like I said, the injuries they occurred within that time period.
So you're talking about day before yesterday?
Sunday leading into Monday. Yesterday at 1, but the incident, you guys were painting and stuff the night prior.
Correct.
So we're talking about Sunday.
That's
why I'm thoroughly confused, because we had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play, and listen to music. That's why nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind-blowing to me. I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
He also had, on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on his head and his skull.
I have no idea.
As if something hit him.
I
considered
not touched him.
Trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
Then how would he get those injuries?
Tell me and we'll both know. I have not touched him.
Yesterday, when we took photographs of your overall body, and they did the buccal swabs, did they go under your fingernails?
No.
Okay. Are you willing to let us
absolutely
swab underneath your fingernails?
Go for it.
Okay.
I have no idea, and I don't want to seem out of sorts, but I have no idea. We had a good day.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good day. We've had good days lately, even considering everything that's going on with our jobs and life in general and ex-wives and everything. It's been good. I don't even know where this is coming from.
Yeah, I think the last physical was probably, you said, I think, a month ago? Where you got the injury, right? You said that was a month ago?
A few weeks, give or take, yeah.
A few weeks. That was the last, physical altercation between the two of you? You said a month ago he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either.
Huh.
We've been good. I don't know if, it's since the last time he got out of jail. Like, we've been good, and he's been having his classes and seeing his probation officer, who's amazing. So.
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
The probation officer?
No, you said you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talk to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there. So.
Brian's the ex.
Right, but you're saying that you guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, there hasn't, the last incident that you could remember was the curtain rod incident, which you said was a month ago, so.
Give or take.
Right, so what do you mean by he comes after you? Like,
he gets belligerently drunk. Like, I don't know if you all have looked through my phone yet and seen any of the pictures and the videos that I have taken. And
that'll come back to bite her.
At one point, I started documenting everything.
Okay.
So you all will see in my pictures bloody fingers, split foreheads, he split my nose. I've got this.
Right.
I don't know if Brian told you about it, where I had to have almost I had one really bad surgery, but then it got really, 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 really bad, where I had to go like 4 or 5 more times afterwards for them to tend to it. And then poking me in the back of the leg.
Right.
So it's.
Then why are you still with him?
Everybody asks me that. When I tell you guys this, I really love him. Like I do. And I feel like I can help him. Like I feel like I could help him, which I did, because he came a really long way from where he was in Philadelphia to moving back to here and to dealing with everything else that he's been dealing with. I've really helped him. I bailed him out of jail, 3 times. I've gone to every single hearing and every single arraignment, everything that I did for him. Gone to see all his public defenders, go to the state. I've gone to the state. I did everything for him because I'm trying to help him, because I had hope in him. And he was trying. He was really trying. And then he starts to think about things, and I think he gets overwhelmed, and then it's like, the next thing I know, he's drinking. So it's like, oh man, I know where this is going to go, so I'm going to go upstairs and read a book, or I'm going to go for a bike ride, or I'm going to do something else, where I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink. The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to take him to school. I have all this stuff to do. He doesn't know how to, I guess, maintain himself, where I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that, so he would literally, not literally, but have smoke coming out of his ears. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. So the majority of the time, I would hang out outside or do something else because I don't want to drink. And every time, his job broke his heart. And it made me sad because he had so much pride in his job. And the store that he took care of so much totally went downhill. And that
took care of it,
broke
but it went
his
down.
heart because he had put so much work and effort into fixing it up. And his manager was awful and basically gave up on all of the employees. So I think that had a huge bearing on why he would drink so much. His ex-wife is bonkers. She was all over him all the time. Send me money, send me money, send me money. How can I send you money when I don't have a job? And he's still trying to take care of me and Lucas by paying a bill here or there, getting some groceries. So he always had something on his mind, which is why, again, I got the puzzles and the bank to try to get him off of it so we don't have a drink, or he doesn't have a drink. So when you all see my phone, you can see all of the damage he has done to me and the videos of him smashing my television because he's belligerently drunk. Where most of the time, I just don't want to be there. And I try to help him. I try to calm him down. Eventually, he just passes out.
Well, yesterday it made it sound like you guys were just drinking like a glass or two. Like, yeah, you obviously had the bottle, but you told me on recording like that you were not drunk. He was not drunk. You guys were having a good time.
I can't get drunk. Number one, I do not want to get drunk. I don't like being non-complimentous, having my wits about myself. I don't like feeling out of control. So
I'm just saying you're making it sound like he's a raging alcoholic today, and yesterday I was kind of asking you those questions, and you're like a little defensive, like, no, we're not alcoholics. We are not, you know. But you guys were both sober on Sunday, to your knowledge, because when I said you went and passed out, you were like, no, I didn't pass out, I just fell asleep. So now it's kind of like, what is it? Were you guys drinking and it got out of hand and it got physical?
No.
Or is it?
Sunday was one of the better days that we have had in quite some time. He's dancing with my dog. You can see that too on the pictures, him loving the dog. He loves the dog and dancing around, having a good time, and just being happy kind of thing. He doesn't know. I can get like maybe 2-3 glasses of wine and I'll be fine, but I have to have my wits about myself because I don't know what to expect.
Well, let's talk about Sunday. What was Sunday? How were you, like, how many glasses of wine did you have? How many glasses of wine did he have? The bottle was gone. I mean, I don't know if you poured any out. Yes.
No, that was from previous.
You said that there was a half bottle left over.
Yeah, left.
And then that you had well, I don't even know how the wine. How'd you guys get the wine for Sunday?
I'm guessing he went to Publix.
Does he like leave the house and you stay home, or do you go to Publix? Like, because I know
I'll go with him.
Okay. Did you go with him Sunday to Publix?
So most of the time, what happens is because the convenience store where we get cigarettes is here, and then Publix literally is cattywampus to it.
Okay.
So what he'll do is he'll go by Publix, and then on the way back catch the convenience store.
Okay. So is that what he did Sunday?
I'm guessing that's what he did, because the next thing I know, he's walking in with a bottle.
Okay.
So it's him trying to be nice, so I don't have to go out and do it. Plus, there's stuff that are around the house that I had to take care of. So that's usually what will happen. Or I'm folding laundry and he'll go run out and do whatever.
Okay. So where were you guys at on drunkenness, not drunkenness on Sunday? You told us you weren't drunk.
No, I was not drunk.
Right.
I was not drunk. So with him, I don't know. I know when it's like, oh, okay, man, where I have told him, slow down. It's starting to catch up with you. Slow down. Slow down. And another thing, too, is I don't like listening to music with him because he gets too involved in the music, and the music that he listens to is a little rough around the edges, and, like, it makes me fractious listening to his music. So I kept asking him, let's just you and me talk. You and me will just be the ones that are talking, which was fine, because, I mean, we were playing with the dog, whatever, and then it's like, okay, now let's do the painting. We just did the puzzle, took a break, now let's do this. Sure enough, sat down, we're sitting in there talking, laughing, talking about new movies, we're watching movie trailers while we're doing painting and all that other stuff. So it's still background noise to him, because I think that's what he's used to, is having background noise, where me, I can sit in here all day with not a peep. But he always has to have some kind of background noise, which I didn't mind because the trailers were cool, and he was interested in showing them to me, getting excited about movies that were out or upcoming.
Okay. So on your laptop you're talking about? Okay.
And I mean, and then it was.
But you said it was a good day. Like, you guys didn't have any conversations about your relationship. You guys didn't go down like the rabbit hole, like had too many to drink, and you guys start getting.
No, when I tell you this, it made me so happy that he actually listened to what I had to say. With we'll get through it. This will be fine. It's a small hurdle that you and I together will get through, because
I'm talking about the money, jobs, daughters.
Yes.
Nothing relationship-wise, though. Like, no issues. Like, did you guys have a conversation about your relationship, or was it just about
Just
like
what's
distressing.
going on right now.
Got it.
I try to evoke it from him so he gets it off his chest, because I call him the volcano where eventually he's going to erupt.
Right.
And what he has learned in his classes is to communicate, which is a huge thing in a relationship, where he has been practicing communication. So he actually talks to me about things and unburdens himself. Put it on me. I'll sit there and try and figure it out for you. Like, I have almost everything. Not a worry. Just tell me. Get it out of you.
Right.
But it was, when I tell you, I was so happy. Like, it was such a good day. I kid you not. The weather was beautiful outside. I'm the one that had him go inside so we can do puzzles and painting and listen to music or whatever else he wants to do. So then he starts doing whatever it is we're doing together in the living room, and then starts talking, because I think he gets comfortable with, okay, you know what, we're here, it is a good day. Let me go ahead and explain myself. So I know. Nobody else knows, but I know. Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone. I helped him. I took care of him. I miss him a lot, and I didn't even sleep last night. I miss him a lot.
I mean, is there any chance it got to be too much for you and you couldn't handle taking care of him? And
I never stopped. I never stopped. That's what I'm here for. I never stopped. I'm here now because I'm still trying to help him.
Yeah, we just don't, I mean, it's unexplainable how he got these injuries, and
I have no idea.
You were the only one with him.
100% right hand to God. I have no idea how he got them. Nobody touched anybody. Nobody touched anybody.
Okay. You had mentioned that you would take photos, videos, kind of like a proof and just in general.
Yeah, I started documenting at one point, but that was way before, I think, the last time that he got arrested, where he was flying off the deep end.
Okay.
But then I had him bailed out. I got him out of jail.
Right.
But because he had violated the pretrial diversion, this time it's probation, so you don't have a choice in it. You have to go to see your probation officer. You have to go to these classes. It's court ordered. Where it took him a while to get used to it and understand, they're not messing around. I even went down and met his probation officer, which I say, she's wonderful. That's one of my questions too I need to talk to you about. Hugged me and said how much she knows that I take care of him. She called me personally one time when George was at work, when he was working. 42-minute phone call. She and I just saying how grateful she is that George has me. And she knows how hard I'm working to help him, just as she is and just as the classes will. So once he started actually going on a regular basis to the probation officer and then to his substance abuse class and his, I don't know what BIP stands for, Matters Intervention Program, and actually listening to what it is everyone had to say, he changed. Like I could see a change in him, where before lashing out, he would think about it. And would always come home and show me his papers, and we would look over his papers together, where it's like, wow, you actually are learning this in class? And some of the stuff that they would show them, like videos, he would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. Because for a video that he watches to make him feel that way, where it's like, oh man, I have done her wrong. But he's changed. He changed.
And that's why you're still with him, even though he's done all these things to you. And
when I tell you I love him, I love him.
Even when you love somebody, you have limits.
Everybody tells me that. All my neighbors tell me that. The office, property manager.
At some point, somebody gets enough, then they have to do something to defend themselves.
I would just flee, and I don't know if you would like to see it on my phone, or I think it's actually on a laptop. I actually, because, and you have to understand too, I have like prior to classes in PO. Kicked him out. How many times? I had him arrested. How many times?
But you also went down and bailed him
I know.
the next day.
I know.
What's on your laptop?
What was I going to tell you? Oh.
What's on your laptop?
Previously,
Change subjects.
I actually looked up how to file a restraining order.
Okay.
Because I would take him out, his parents, because of them constantly having to take him back in, his bags of clothes, all his stuff. The last time, the father came out and irate and just not even, I don't even know if he knew Lucas was in the car, just opened the back of my car and just started throwing all his crap in, just throwing it, like the car would jostle, he was throwing all his stuff. At that point, because I continually did it, not continually, I think I maybe did it 3 times, and he has nowhere else to go, they got fed up and said, nope, either you're staying there or you're staying here. But if you're staying here at their place, it's permanent. You're not going back over there anymore. So what happens is he pursues me. So I don't know if y'all know where Katie Way Trail is. Okay, so it's literally right there from our apartment. Would ride his bike to work, but before he would leave extra early and come up to the wall, stand on top of his bike and poke his head over because he would know that I would be outside having my morning cigarette and cup of coffee. And I would also know too what time he would get off of work, where I would know, come getting off of work, he's gonna do the same thing. So it's not like I ever got like a break from him, where I told you all yesterday, or whenever it was, I started to feel that it was too much togetherness. And when you have too much togetherness, friction happens. So I'm gonna go ride my bike. I'm gonna go upstairs and read a book. But every waking moment he wants to be with me. So, and mind you, our townhome is either upstairs or downstairs. So it's like, if you would like to sit downstairs and watch a movie or play on the laptop, look up some jobs, you're more than welcome to. I'm just going to be upstairs maybe watching one of my shows or maybe reading a book. So, and then when that would happen, we really needed that. So what's for dinner? And then we would cook together and eat dinner and then crawl in the bed and watch a movie.
Are you talking about this is like recent? You kind of like lost me. Like what are you?
It was a little while ago.
But now you're talking about tension building up and that you need space. So have you been feeling that way lately, or
no? Okay, no. Okay, my thing is too, so you all know. Oh, I hate that you can't talk to her, but Dee, his ex-wife. When I say a monster, she's a monster. Like she withholds their children from speaking to him. So he gets upset about that, and then she like completely berates him about money, about the father that he is, what he did to her, all this other stuff. It doesn't matter. I mean, mind you, this is not like been recent, which is why he didn't even bother calling anymore, because he knows that she's going to answer and he's going to have to talk to her, so therefore he can't talk to his daughter. The other time he talked to her, made her talk to Cookie. That's on my cell phone too, so you can see it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What does she have to do though with anything about what happened Sunday and into Monday?
No, I'm just saying previously why the incidents would happen is she plays a big part in it.
Okay.
On top of job and money and groceries and all that.
Okay.
Sunday, when I tell you this, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Is there anybody else at the house?
Nope, it's just me and him.
Since talking yesterday, do you remember any timelines better? Like what time you guys were playing? What time he was zipped up in the luggage? What time you went upstairs?
We started because we cleaned the house a little bit, did some laundry.
You started the activities around 4, you said?
Yes, around 4:30ish, and then...
You just said that it was dark when you were playing hide and seek, and I'm just curious if you remember...
But when we were outside, that's where we would start, and talk about things, and then eventually I was the one that had him come inside, so we could...
About what time, do you remember what time that was, is what she's asking?
And you said you went up to bed around midnight, fell asleep around 12:30-ish. But those are the only times I have. So I have 4 and I have midnight. So there's a big gap. So I'm just curious, like, if you recall when you went upstairs to hide in the shower, or
like when we started to play hide and seek.
Yeah.
Well, we went inside probably about, if I had to guess, we weren't out there too long. Maybe about 6-ish. Then
you're talking about from hanging out outside and like. Okay.
Well, we have 2 beach chairs that are out there and just enjoy the weather.
Gotcha.
Plus, it started to get dark and gnats and mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So let's go inside. I don't want to be out here anymore.
Okay.
All right, let's go. So we're doing whatever. We did it for a while because that puzzle, I don't know if they took it or they saw it. Worked on the puzzle again, finished it. Started to paint. Well, started listening to music for a little bit. Started to paint. Can we turn the music off? No problem. Start at the top, paint, whatever. Maybe, gosh, that puzzle, we worked on that for probably a good hour and a half. So 8 o'clock-ish?
Is when you went to hide upstairs originally?
No, that's when we were like painting. So then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek? What he does is, okay, tag, you're it. So it's like, okay, we know. Okay, take off. That's what we did.
And then you went upstairs, and then he didn't come up, and you came down, and the suitcase was there originally because you guys were planning to do donations, so it was already there. Have you guys ever played you said you played hide and seek like probably 3 times in your relationship? When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay. So it was just kind of like that prop was there, and it was there, and it was in play because...
Why do you say it like that, though?
I would never do that.
You would never zip them up in a suitcase?
Well, I mean,
we were playing.
No, I know,
that
but
time,
I'm saying, I'm talking about hide and seek, which is a game, so...
The suitcase originally is in our closet, buried all the way to the back. If you, I know the CSI people saw our closet. Our closet needs to be cleaned out really bad. My son's clothes need to be cleaned out really bad because they don't fit him anymore, and I'm tired of looking at them. So he took it upon himself, including that suitcase, to take it downstairs so we can get all of our clothes, our donations and everything, and just leave the whole thing by the clothing and shoe thing at my son's school.
Gotcha. No, I'm just asking, in the past, like, have you ever zipped him up in anything, jokingly or not, but obviously I understand, you know, you're claiming that Sunday it was a joking matter, you were laughing, he was laughing, but what I'm just asking is in the past, like, is it something that you guys normally do?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
We were actually this last game running out of places to hide because we have a townhome where it's upstairs or downstairs. So.
Okay, so do you remember making any videos or maybe having any any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday?
Watch your face.
No.
No.
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay. But your phone is password protected, you have the password, he has the facial recognition, so it's not like someone else could be on your phone.
No, I have both.
But you have the face and the password?
Yes.
Yeah, but he only has the face, correct?
No.
To be able to get onto your phone, you told me that he looks at the phone.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you were asking if I did. Yes, it's me.
Okay. Does he have access to your phone? Because you said it's a shared phone. Okay, how does he have access?
Sarah, can I borrow your phone? Yeah, it's right there on the kitchen counter.
Okay, but how did he get into it because it's password protected?
He'll come and get it to me and I'll just do the face thing. Where sometimes too, like he'll joke with me and say, okay, I need to borrow your phone. And he'll hold it while I'm cooking or doing something, do the facial recognition.
Okay, so he doesn't know the password and he doesn't have the facial recognition. No, he is the only other person that would use your phone, I'm assuming other than...
Well, Lucas.
Right. But Lucas wasn't there Sunday. Right. So, to your recollection, no videos on Sunday?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I mean, I get my phone, maybe I took a picture of them, the two of Tess and
the dogs,
and George and them dancing, but I mean, it's just Tess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone.
She's frozen. It's like deer in the headlights right here.
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
Your battery's about to die. So is your boyfriend.
Let me.
Very poor timing to have your battery go
doesn't
dead.
last very long.
With the
It
key
used to
evidence.
last a lot longer than that. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Let me just grab something.
All right. No, I was just simply asking because you had a look on your face when she asked you if you've ever done that before. You looked kind of shocked and.
No.
Okay, but why did you say it like that? Like.
I don't think you all understand who I am. Where.
Well, tell me.
I mean, I've always been a straight A student. I am an outstanding mother to my son.
Okay.
I excel at everything.
Everything.
I would not do that.
You wouldn't lock somebody in a suitcase?
Well, I didn't like completely lock it. I mean, I opened it with one finger. I left enough in there for him to get out.
Okay.
And I wasn't planning on going upstairs and going to sleep.
Okay. No, it was just the way you said it.
You guys are scaring me.
Why?
Well, we just want you to watch this. This came from your phone. Don't you want to know what's on it?
Yes, please. Is it long? Because I don't know how much I can take.
No.
I don't know how much I can take.
I don't know how to find her.
The coughs are coming pretty fast right now.
Do I have to watch this? I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
Well, it's on your phone, and you can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
Is that long?
2 minutes.
No.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you.
And this
Fuck
is,
you.
that's you, your voice.
Stupid. That's my name. Don't wear it up. I can't fucking breathe it. Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
I don't want to watch it, please. Okay.
Last time we talked to you, you had said that you put him in the suitcase, he had two fingers hanging out.
And that's where it was.
And there's two different videos and a still picture where, yeah, it shows you flipping him in different positions and him saying that he can't breathe and you saying fuck
So
you.
this is upside down. So in order for him to have gotten into it,
it was flipped up.
Right. It was flipped up normal.
Yeah.
Like as if you're packing something. So this is upside down.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
The edits are from the sheriff's office.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
But not intentional though.
No, you told me you went upstairs because you were
Stop
getting
here.
ready for bed.
stops here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming out, because there's the end.
And his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, rather than going all the way up, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just showing you, I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the other video.
I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end it sounds kind of like a...
No, it's not malicious.
Well, saying fuck you.
It's not malicious.
Then what is that?
What does fuck you mean to you?
Well...
Like if I were to tell my
like he does. Like, I get told everything but a white woman, so...
Okay.
My intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
But you went upstairs thinking that he could get himself out, but the video shows
That's what I told you.
and I see his fingers.
He'll be up here any minute.
And then 30 minutes later, he didn't show.
And he's telling you.
And I didn't wake up.
Do you think he's joking? You told me he was laughing, and
we were before.
The video, there's no
when we first got in there, both of us were.
So how long was he in there for? Like, this video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to you recording this?
No. No.
So it goes from funny to no longer funny, but you're the only one laughing.
But I didn't think that he was, like, panicky. Like,
So pushing up on a suitcase saying, Sarah, 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 I can't breathe.
George has done that in the past before, too, where it's just like he thinks that he's woe is me kind of thing, where it's like,
He's never been locked in a suitcase. That's why he couldn't get out. So
it's kind of, I thought it was the boy crying wolf kind of thing.
Okay.
And again, my plan.
But nowhere in there is he laughing, is he joking. He is begging. And you're the only one laughing.
Okay.
And you're the only one saying derogatory comments. Like you're mad.
No. Please don't, I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but like it's like you guys are kind of trying to like feed me. Like,
no, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
Well, I know what.
You know what's on that video now?
No.
You remember making that video?
No.
Why don't you remember making the video?
Probably because we had been drinking.
But you weren't drunk.
No. Just because I went upstairs and just because you're drunk doesn't mean that you.
Times that you were not drunk. You said that you had your wits about you. You said he had his wits about you.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you don't like not having your wits. In my experience, if somebody cannot remember doing something to the extent of making 2 videos and taking a photo, they are intoxicated.
Okay. I understand where you all are coming from.
Well, we're just trying to make sense of it. We're trying to figure out what you're saying.
We're trying to figure out this video.
You explain it to us. We're listening.
This video.
You explain it to us. We're listening.
I just did. Like, we were playing, and then, like, I thought it was... My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to... He'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
wasn't
bed.
also to leave him in the suitcase. And then I fell asleep. Because I went upstairs. And then I fell asleep.
He's asking to come out.
I didn't do it intentionally.
He's asking to come out.
I didn't do it intentionally.
A confined space like that.
Well, I thought by not giving it up all the way, it would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the suitcase.
And what was your plan?
Waiting for him to come upstairs.
And then when he did it?
I fell asleep.
You said you were up there 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, somebody not coming up.
Knowing that the last time you saw him was in the suitcase, 30 minutes later, you're like, maybe I should go check on him? Maybe I shouldn't?
No.
Well, that didn't cross your mind because
that's like an assumption. Like, that's what you all are thinking. Just...
We're asking.
It's the whole...
You tell us.
It's the drinking. That's what it is. It's the drinking. I thought it was like, I thought he was okay. Like I didn't,
He's telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
Guys, that's how we are with each other. Like nobody understands our relationship. The whole suitcase thing never happened before.
Would you leave someone else in a suitcase? Would you leave Lucas in a suitcase jokingly? Because it was a joking matter. You put him in there jokingly. Would you leave Lucas jokingly in there? And you love Lucas, right? And you love
I wouldn't
George.
do that to him either. I wouldn't do that to him.
So I just.
Well, it's not like, again, I don't think you all understand. Like, it's.
I mean,
that was not my intention. Y'all don't have any idea what I've done for him.
But by your acts, and that's exactly right. You get to the point where you've done so much for somebody and they don't show you any appreciation.
He did.
Not by your words in the video. I don't get that.
He did.
Because you bring up the fact that when he's choking you, you can't breathe. That's how you felt when he cheated on you. You couldn't breathe. And you verbally several times told him just fuck you.
Well, you said it in the video, but you won't let us play the rest of it 'cause you don't want to.
When I say cheating, it's on his phone.
Okay. Cheating is cheating.
I think so too.
Exactly.
That's your definition of cheating, though. So, I mean, that's what the word cheat means.
And that's what you told him in the video. That I couldn't breathe when you cheated on me.
No.
That's how I felt when he said, Sarah, I can't breathe. And you told him,
I don't know what you. This is.
What would you say if somebody told you that they had done this?
Done what?
Zip somebody in a suitcase and went up and went to bed.
Do you all not think? So you all think that it's like, oh, good, I got him in there. Now I'm going to go to sleep. Is that what you guys are trying to assume? Or trying to like?
We're just the video is very portraying of the opposite of what you told us.
No.
It does not. It is not leading up. It is not matching what
I'm live.
Statement you gave us in the car.
So,
and that's why we want to know.
And I don't remember doing those.
The injuries are not consistent with what you've told us. So we have a lot of inconsistencies, and this video explains itself. It really, truly does.
You don't think that I have thought about that?
Thought about the video or thought about...
But no, again, if you don't mind, please. So you all are assuming that it's like, oh, good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you all are assuming?
Well, it's not an assumption when that's what you told us that happened.
That's what happened.
And the video...
Yeah.
I mean...
But I'm not going to say...
You thought he could get out on his own. But the video shows that he cannot get out on his own.
But when I unzipped it with one finger.
From the outside.
But it had the hole in it.
And you're claiming that it had a paper clip, so that's what assisted you in doing it.
No.
What you told us.
When I had my sweatshirt, I said I thought it had a paper clip on it. It's got...
But the zipper part is broken.
Yes, which is why we were going to zip it.
Yeah.
I just...
You were able to unzip it from the outside very easily, because that's the way they're designed.
But you could on the inside, too. I don't know how...
Well, why wouldn't he have gotten himself out if he could?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if you saw, like, where the hole was. I don't know.
I didn't see a hole.
No,
I didn't see no fingers
You're the
sticking
only
out.
one that's what I'm saying. Like, he's in one position, and where his head would be, we should be able to see fingers. And then when it's flipped over onto this right side, again, his head is closer to us facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers, and we don't see anything. We see no movement of him trying to unzip it or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up, trying to push out of it.
Please do not assume.
I'm not assuming. I haven't assumed anything. I follow evidence.
But my intention was not, again, oh good, I got him in there. Now I'm just going to go to sleep.
What do you think someone that knows nothing about this or hears just a little bit like, oh, they were playing around in a suitcase
and
then watches that
probably went
video.
to sleep. That's what happened.
But you let him out before. I mean, you put him in, so why didn't you take him out?
Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you went upstairs. You like consciously had to walk upstairs. I mean, you obviously remember going to bed because you were able to give me a time frame on that. And you specifically told me that you went upstairs.
My intention is not for this to happen. I am sick about it. I've never done anything like this before in the past. I am sick. Especially with that. I thought I couldn't sleep last night. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. You tell us the last night, you vividly remember this when you told us last night, that he was laughing, you were laughing, you put him in the suitcase, he has 2 fingers sticking out, and you go to bed. Now we see something totally different, and it actually shows you upset and, again, using derogatory terms to him when he's begging for his life to get out of that suitcase.
So
what,
my thing
you
is
say we're assuming, we're not assuming,
but
we're telling you what's on there.
So it just happened to be that whenever I was videotaping or doing whatever else it was, just happened to not have that in it.
Okay. And you also, in the video, you can't see any holes. There's nowhere in that where the zipper separates and you can see a hole. If there's a hole, he's pushing on it, begging you to get out. We should probably see that hole.
He eventually would have been able to get out.
Alcohol.
Based off what you're telling us, he should have been able to get out.
Okay.
But the video shows him attempting to get out, begging to get out, and he can't. So that's just what we're trying to figure out. I don't know if maybe you had too much to drink, you zipped it up all the way, and then, I
did not zip it up all the way. Okay, well. I did not zip it up all the way. This is horrific, okay? Horrific.
It is terrible.
Yeah,
horrific. I don't think I'll ever be right because of this. Ever be right. Dealing with everything else that I have in my life, personally. And then this.
Okay.
Whom I loved. It was not intentional. I will put my hand on the Bible. It was not intentional. I would not do that to him nor anyone else.
But you did.
Not intentional.
You intentionally went up to bed.
I didn't intentionally go to bed because I'm thinking, okay, good, he can get out.
How did you not intentionally go to bed? You said you went upstairs and got into bed. That's intentionally going to bed.
Waiting for him.
And he doesn't come, but you don't go down to check on him.
So I happen to go to sleep. When I say go to sleep,
and what do you normally do when you go to bed? What do you normally do when you go to bed?
What do you mean?
What is a bed for? Going to sleep.
Right.
So you go to
bed
to do what?
But obviously you can tell too that, I've been drinking also.
To do what? Okay. You kept telling us, hey, I wasn't intoxicated. I wasn't this. I wasn't that.
Being drunk and intoxicated, which, yes, you can tell that I had been drinking, but.
Okay. So if you weren't intoxicated, then why would you ever leave somebody in a suitcase that's begging to get out, that's telling you they can't breathe?
If I hadn't been drinking, you still think it would be the same thing? Where it's like, hop in, I'm going to go to sleep. Is that what you all are trying to do? To portray me as?
We're not trying to do anything. I'm simply asking you to explain to me what happened.
Everything was fine and dandy.
I don't call it fine and dandy.
Was fine and dandy. You also, okay, for me to tell you this, again, mind you, I've been without him for a day now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I mean, I don't know what you all want me to tell you because this was not in any way, shape, or form, hand on the Bible, intentional.
Okay. So you just left him there to
I didn't kill him.
You left him there to teach him a lesson?
I didn't mean to leave him there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You got up and walked away. How is that not intentionally leaving him there?
Because I'm looking at the hole knowing that it's there. He'll get out no home. Because you don't.
And then he doesn't. But you don't go check on him. You say you're up for 30 minutes and he doesn't come up. You don't go down and check on him?
I'm in the bed.
You even move.
And off.
You admit to moving the suitcase over. So you roll it over. It's not like
I didn't want it to be like that.
You didn't want him to be upside down? How do you even get upside down?
Right. You guys are killing me right now.
I just want you to hear.
That's how he talks to me most of the time.
This is a cough counter.
I don't know how you want me to say it.
I'm just trying to figure out what you would expect to happen to somebody when you leave them in a suitcase.
I didn't mean to leave him in there.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot about this part again.
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was. I called Brian, and 5 minutes later, not even 5 minutes. Nonetheless, but I had to I was trying to do CPR. I had to get him out and try to do CPR. And I was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone, where he had me count out loud to help me focus on what I was doing.
It just, I don't know how, I mean, you can sit here all day long and say, I thought he was going to get himself out, but that he didn't, and you went upstairs, and you stayed there for 30 minutes before you fell asleep.
But can I say too,
you chose not to ever at any point during that 30 minutes walk back down and check on him.
No, wait 1 second, because I know, with you all, and then, because you continually ask me, time frames, where I told you, I don't bother even looking at the clock most of the time. So it's a guesstimate. So for all I know, maybe it was 10 minutes.
Okay. But the point is, you left the living room where he was begging for help and went upstairs. Regardless of how long you were there, you left. You say,
I thought he was the boy calling wolf. Again.
Okay.
So when he asked to be let out, what's your reasoning for not letting him out?
When I was upstairs?
No, when he's asking on the video. He asked multiple times. He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. Why didn't you let him out?
Well, number one, I had no idea it was going to end like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, just, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes or so in there. I'll give you 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes for what?
Well, based off the video, one video is at 11:12 and the next one's at 11:23, so you actually gave him at least 11 minutes per video recording. So my thing is, when it stopped, he asked multiple times, I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I mean...
Don't
Were you punishing him?
No. Just...
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you got. This is what you make me feel like.
See, and then it's all backfired on me. It's all backfired on me. And I understand the severity of this.
You did.
It's awful, I know.
Okay.
It's awful. And I will tell you both this right now, too. I will never drink alcohol again.
Okay.
I will never drink alcohol again. I don't care what it is in any way, shape, or form.
But let's get back to this. What was the reason for leaving him when he's begging to be let out? I don't understand that.
What I have a feeling was, and again, it's the whole time frame thing. You all.
I'm not asking a time frame. I don't care about a time frame. He's in the bag saying, I can't.
My God.
And you say, fuck you.
When he, for the whole few minutes that he was in there,
minimum 11. But yes, go ahead. It's a few. 11 minimum.
It's a few minutes between friends.
Well, in between the two videos.
Between the two
minutes.
videos? Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the question again?
When he's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe, let me out, and you say, fuck you, why don't you just let him out? What are you trying to prove to him? There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to be let out, and you're like,
again, it's the boy calling wolf.
Okay, but where's this game end? You say this is a game. You got somebody in
Obviously,
there.
like the wrong way.
So what was your intention for leaving him in there?
And it's not fair. It is not fair. You guys are trying to, again, oh, he's in there. Night, night.
That's what happened.
No.
That's absolutely what happened.
Intentionally.
How's it not? You got up off the couch, walked up a flight of stairs, and got in your bed.
Thinking he was going to get out.
And he didn't, and you still didn't go down and check
And it's the
on him.
whole 30-minute thing that you guys are trying to do, whatever. Like, for all I know, it's 10 minutes.
He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't. I didn't intentionally mean for this to happen.
But you can't tell us why you left him in there and went upstairs. That's my only issue. Like, what am I supposed to write? What do I write?
So my thing is, though, it's what I have a feeling is I went upstairs and just hit the bed kind of thing. But, again, I'm thinking, he'll be up here in a minute. But then I go out.
But my question is, why didn't you just let him out prior to going up?
I don't know why.
He's begging to be let out. He's not laughing. He's not having fun.
Guys, I know. I don't know.
This was supposed to be fun. You were laughing before. Before you said he was laughing, you were laughing, you went upstairs, he had his fingers out of the bag, and he was playing. Well, obviously that's not the case.
So are you guys, so what is it you're trying to, like...
We're just trying to figure out why.
Why? What?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the bag?
Why he was left in the bag? Why did
I didn't have any motivation. It was he and I having a great day, fooling around and being stupid, and apparently me going upstairs and hitting the bed, not going to sleep, where it's like, I'm tired now, I'm going to go to sleep.
That's excluding, it's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got a bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted. And he has a bump on his eye.
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. Like, this is not fair at all,
Yes.
that you all are assuming that that's from me.
Where else did it come from?
If you were, say it's opposite, you were in the suitcase and you're asking to be let out, would you hope that that person would let you out? Like, you're asking to be let out of a suitcase, should they not let you out?
Eventually. I'm guessing. I mean, I'm blaming it on the wine.
Blaming it on the wine?
So you guys are like assuming that.
You keep saying we're assuming. Well, we're not. We haven't assumed anything.
But you guys are assuming that that's what I did.
No. By what the facts of what happened. We got there. You said you pulled him out of a suitcase. You said you went up. You went to bed. We're not assuming that. These are the facts that you're telling us.
But
now
what I said is like, I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired.
Well, that's what you told me on a sworn recorded statement yesterday. Because when I said, oh, you went upstairs and passed out, you were like, no, I did not pass out. You got attitude with me because you were thought I was assuming that you were drunk. So that's an assumption. That was an assumption when I said you passed out. And guess what? You corrected me.
You're very adamant about the fact that both of you had your wits about you. What's your favorite word to use?
Compass mentis.
You've used it today too, to say that you guys are within your wits. There's two empty bottles of wine.
Not both, but I drank both of them.
I think you did.
We didn't.
There's receipts for the
They were both purchased yesterday, so I don't know how you didn't, because they weren't there the day before.
The one was.
Two Publix receipts from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing purchased on either one was a single bottle of wine, 2 of them. So we have each bottle of wine that was empty in your garbage can that you purchased yesterday, or he purchased, but you two would have consumed together.
Okay, well, I
mean, there's receipts, so it's not even worth the going back.
So this is, so I don't know what you guys are, I don't know.
We were just hoping that we could figure out why you...
What was the motivation?
There was no motivation.
Wow.
Well, we're watching a video that, after talking to you, everything was laughing and fun. Now we're watching a video where it's not laughing and fun. He's begging for his life, and you are in a very angry voice telling him to fuck off.
No.
Yes, that's actually absolutely what it was. It's not an assumption. The video's there. We played it for you.
So you guys think that I intentionally...
You did. You got up off the couch and walked up the couch, or walked up the stairs and got into bed. That was intentional. There's no way getting around that. You intentionally did that. Nobody drug you up there. You didn't float up damn stairs.
Okay, well, it's not fair. It's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did.
I don't know what to tell you.
You told us that. You didn't go upstairs?
Again, there was a hole in a suitcase. I unzipped it from the hole with one finger.
Well, the damn hole didn't do him no good, did it?
But he could push it open.
No, he couldn't. The video shows him pushing up. If he could push it open, why wouldn't he have gotten out himself? Why would he beg you to open it?
Okay. Tell you he can't breathe.
Okay.
If someone can do something for themselves, they're going to do it. They don't need assistance unless they need assistance.
So, but why would he start doing it?
Because he couldn't, because it was all the way zipped.
Okay.
Didn't see it.
It wasn't. I intentionally didn't do it. That I intentionally did not do.
What's that? You didn't intentionally do what?
Zip it all the way. He nor I.
Well, he's dead as a result of your action.
On each other.
He is dead as a result of your action.
I understand that. So, that's why
you two didn't lay hands on each other.
No. No. I don't have anything.
You're right.
He doesn't. Whatever that is, whatever it is.
He does.
See, this is what happens. It's not fair that you guys, just because he has those, automatically blame it on me. Like,
well, what about when you had your injuries and he gets arrested? Is that not fair?
Really? Like, really?
Exact same thing. He has injuries. You have injuries. Like, what does that mean?
I don't have any injuries.
Correct.
Because he and I had not been at it with one another.
So every time that you guys fight, you both hit each other? So you should have probably gone to jail all those times that he went to jail for domestic?
Well, the one time I did. But he completely trashed the police report. Because that's nothing what happened. Because the reason why I got taken in was because my story was different than his. So I'm being portrayed as like this abuser.
We're not saying that he doesn't abuse you.
Absolutely.
We're not saying.
So I'm the one that's being portrayed as the abuser.
Because
I have never dealt with anything like this before. I don't know what to do, how to do it, and I always know what to do and how to do it. This, I don't know. So I don't know, like, what's going on or, like...
We are simply trying to find out as well. Again, we got one side of the story. You're telling us we're going with what you're saying, but then we find stuff that negates what you're telling us.
And I don't even remember doing that.
Okay. You're telling us that we're assuming stuff, but what we're simply doing is telling you what we saw in the video and repeating what you told us.
I understand. Because I don't remember that.
Okay. Doesn't mean it didn't happen just because you don't remember it.
So is the texting thing something about me? Like what's...
The what? Texting? Oh, no, I'm texting.
No,
you guys are scaring me, so, like, I don't know, like, what to expect. I mean, I had questions of things that need to be taken care of. Like, I don't...
What are your questions?
I have one last question. You realize you're the person that killed him, right?
I thought about that.
Okay, you left him in a bag when he's begging you, saying, I can't breathe, let me out, and you said, fuck you. And you got up off the couch and went upstairs and left him in that bag.
Not intentionally.
Again,
I would never do that to George.
You did.
Not intentionally. Know that.
I don't.
Know that.
You got up and you went up to bed.
Alcohol is a shitty thing. It's alcohol.
So
not, again,
the reason that you killed him?
You all?
Please sit down.
Listen to me.
Please sit down.
You all, listen. I did not intentionally kill him.
Not intentionally kill him.
So your intention?
I don't know what it is I need to do, or how to do it, or what to say, or how to say it.
But what was your intention?
Everyone knows. Everyone knows everything that I've done for George, and love him, and continuously helped him throughout his life with me, and made him a happier, better person.
And everybody has their limits.
Everyone knows that.
Everybody has their limits.
So it's like, okay, so while we're in a good place right now, I'm gonna snap. Is that what it? While we're in a good place right now.
You did. Absolutely. I got you on video screaming, "Fuck you."
This is what it feels like when you're choking me. This is what it feels like.
Which was however long ago. You said it.
The video was from last night.
Clearly.
So it wasn't that. Yeah.
There's still feelings towards it. You wouldn't say it if you didn't feel it.
But I would never do that.
But it happened, and you did.
But that's after being playful.
But no one's laughing.
Having a good day.
No one's laughing except you.
Everybody's having a good day. Oh, I'm sorry?
I would hate to see a bad day.
Y'all are making me out to be a person that I'm not. Or will I ever be.
Or are you a different person when you're drunk?
People have different personalities after they consume alcohol.
It depends. Well...
Because you're sober now, so sober you...
Nice
but what about drunk you?
Not... It's both of us. It's both of us. And it's not fair that you all are assuming that the marks that he has on him are from me.
We asked you where they came from.
I have no idea.
Well, nobody else was there, so nobody else was there.
I have no idea. I swear I did not lay a hand on him.
Okay. You just zipped them in the bag.
Nor he.
You just zipped them in the bag. And then you flipped the bag around several times.
I didn't do that intentionally.
You didn't intentionally flip the bag around?
No. Why would I do that?
Well, you
Good
told
question.
us you did.
When he was upside down.
Right.
Well, you had to put him upside down.
You can't get in a suitcase upside down because the...
Oh my gosh.
You put the stuff in where his body was?
That's unfortunately too. Nobody else was there. That's
we have a video showing the suitcase in several different positions. So it shows, one, like she just said, it had to have been on its back with the lid open for him to get in there, for you to zip it up. Then it shows it on the other side with him in it, so you had to flip it to there. Then there's another video where it's on his back again, so you had to flip it.
I'm leaving it like this, please. I'm leaving it like this. I did not intentionally do this. No malicious content or effort was towards this. No malicious.
I would say this is to help you sleep, but you're not sleeping, so.
I mean,
last night, I maybe got an hour.
Right.
In your voice, you can hear the maliciousness. The fuck you is very, very...
You don't talk to people like that. That's not like a common, like, hey, Scott, fuck you. That's not common. It's not something people do. And no one that sees that is going to think that. Okay. So we were trying to give you an opportunity, and it is what it is.
There's no maliciousness towards that.
So I would probably be telling myself that
my intent was not for that to happen.
But you went upstairs and went to bed. Or maybe you passed out, I don't know.
Waiting for him. And the whole time frame thing, it's like, regardless, that's not really fair.
Regardless, waiting for him, it's not like you walked up the stairs. You can't fly up the stairs. No one can take you up the stairs. Okay. You go up the stairs, you lay in the bed, and you wait for him. Who cares if it's 5 minutes? Who cares if it's 30 freaking seconds? He's begging for his life. He's begging to get out. You go upstairs.
You leave him.
It doesn't matter. So get the time frame out of your mind.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because there's this. So it doesn't matter anything what it is I say. So it makes no difference whatsoever.
It's just you're lying and like you're now changing your story.
Lying about what?
You're now you're drunk.
Oh, I never said that I was drunk.
Exactly, but you did here today. That's okay.
You said earlier.
Everything recorded.
Alcohol.
You blamed it on the alcohol.
You blamed it on the alcohol. Alcohol does a lot to people.
Yes, but I never said I was drunk.
Okay.
You did.
So you did this sober. You knowingly left him down there sober.
I have already told both of you also that we were both drinking.
Right.
Okay.
But you want to admit that you were drunk?
I'm telling you all both This has changed my life. I will take this. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
Absolutely. But you're trying to dance around the fact that
So,
you
but what
did
are you,
leave them
okay,
there.
just,
You left them in there. You're trying to dance around the fact you left them in there.
this is not,
You didn't leave him in there?
it's not cool. Like, this is not cool.
It's not cool.
That it's.
He's dead. It's
But
not
you
cool.
think that I did that intentionally. You think that I did that intentionally.
You intentionally left them in there and left the room. You went upstairs to a different room.
You intentionally did that.
You did.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking he's gonna get out.
Okay, and he didn't.
Obviously not.
When somebody's begging, saying, I
But
can't
when you
breathe.
say that though, but you have to, y'all
Please let me out. I can't
y'all
breathe.
don't know George though. Like, again, I thought it was the boy crying wolf. So it's just like, what?
Oh, so if your son was in there and said, I can't breathe, are you going to open it, or is he 9, so he's not,
Really?
it's not a big deal? I'm just valid question.
Oh, you said you would never put your son in a suitcase. You would only put George in there.
No, George got in a suitcase.
And you zipped it up.
Not all the way and not intentionally to leave him there.
But that's what happened. You keep going away from it.
I don't know.
That's exactly what happened. You went up to bed, woke up the next
Are
day.
you all trying to have me admit that? Like, are you trying to have me admit that? Because I will never admit it because it's not true. It's not true.
I'm basically stating as a fact because that's what happened.
Okay.
You videotaped him asking to be let out. You go upstairs.
So what, guys? So what? Like, just, I don't know what you want me to say other than it was not out of maliciousness or intentional. I don't know what or how I can say it. I love George. Love him. To this day still. Love him.
Love makes you do crazy things.
It's not one of those things where it's like, oh gosh, you know what? I've done enough for you at this point. I never gave up on him.
Okay.
Why I'm here today, I'm still not giving up on him. I would do anything for him.
Well, you gave up checking up on him. So.
Wouldn't let him out of the suitcase.
Oh gosh. Okay.
We're simply just trying to go through. I mean, again, you gave us a completely different story that you churched up to. This was such a laughing matter.
It was fun.
Not by that
All
video.
day. All
By
day.
that video. That
all day.
wasn't. Anybody looking at it, I don't think anybody would look at that video and go, George is having fun right now.
So why is it you all think that y'all don't know me, you don't know me,
Nope.
would do something like that, especially having a 9-year-old son?
I don't know.
Like, why?
9-year-old son would be.
Like,
Why are you so like caught on what we think?
Yeah.
When
because
you should be more concerned about what you've told us.
It's because like you guys are like trying
the things that the video shows that are opposite of what you told us, and then what you've now
like
told
what
us
is opposite?
today. Well, you said that it was funny, and you're the only one laughing.
We were playing before that.
Okay.
But then it stops.
Yeah.
It obviously stops being fun.
Well,
because you're screaming at him, he's begging to get out.
Screaming at him.
Sounds like screaming at me.
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. In no way, shape, or form was this intentional. At all. Ever.
Okay. Are you still going to allow us to do your fingernails?
Go for it.
Go for it? Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to get that set up. Do you need any more water?
No, but when you come back and I ask about this?
Yep.
So what?
Just don't understand.
So it was.
I don't understand how your story changes so much to the fact
How is it changing? Please help me explain. Understand.
You went on about how this was such a playful thing and you guys were laughing, and it probably was for a few minutes, but then it obviously changes. The whole demeanor of this whole situation completely changes. It's not the funny, laughing matter. He's not laughing at all.
Cough counter.
I didn't think he was being serious.
You absolutely sound serious.
I
when you're
didn't think
answering.
so. Like, just...
You don't think your voice, you sounded serious?
It's, okay. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It was a great day.
Okay.
It didn't end well, obviously.
I was going to say, that's, I mean...
For George.
I can't explain to you. I can't explain to you how horrific it was to find him. Horrific. Because I don't remember taking those videos.
Okay.
How horrific. I'm thinking he's in the bathroom. I'm thinking he's downstairs in the laptop. I can't find him. So what's going to happen? Like,
here's what gets me though, is you don't remember taking videos, you don't know where he is, you don't remember him being in the suitcase, and you're still telling me that you had your wits about you. How does someone have their wits about them when...
See, that's the thing too. But you can clearly tell. You can clearly tell that I had been drinking some. You can clearly tell.
I had several people that came up to me in that apartment complex said that you were drunk on a daily basis.
Oh my gosh. Right.
Regularly.
Right.
Really?
Right. Talk to the property manager. Talk to the property manager.
Okay.
Because it's not...
These are your neighbors, the one that live next to you. Your property manager does not live next to you. They see you every day. How many, you had two neighbors you went to and asked to go to the restroom.
See, that is just not fair.
No, hold on. You had two different neighbors that lived directly next to you. You asked to use the restroom and they told you no and turned you away. You had to go across the way to somebody else.
No, okay. Kim and Kim is not a nice person.
Okay.
She's just automatically not nice. Even after me and Lucas went over there and introduced ourselves, she's just not a nice person.
Then why would you think she would let you use the restroom?
Because Eli was in there. Eli comes over and talks to us sometimes, which I think pisses Kim off because he comes over and talks to us. The two of them, they're like super standoffish all the time. My neighbors down the street, down the way, their toilet was broken. They had stuff in the bathroom. So then they're like, go over there and try over there.
There's two bathrooms.
I wouldn't let somebody go upstairs and use my personal bathroom. That's what the downstairs one is for.
If it's somebody you like, would you? Somebody you knew?
They're in the process of doing all this stuff in the kitchen, and there's stuff in the bathroom, and the toilet doesn't work. Just walk across the way. No problem. And of course they let me in. Them and them, they're together. They're families. And nonetheless, if you really want to know, and I hope it doesn't get them in trouble, but he is over here illegally. So he's trying to work on getting his green card.
What does that got to do with you using the restroom?
They didn't want to be involved.
Should I use yours? You gotta use yours.
No. I was asking last night because, I mean, we had several different people in the neighborhood come up
Eli and Kim.
Drunk on a regular basis.
Eli and Kim. Okay. Did you ask Benny next door?
Those are the ones next door that she asked to use the restroom, and they said no.
No, she said no.
Okay.
And like I said, she's not a nice person.
They're coming. What are your questions?
Yep.
I can help you with.
Who's coming?
To do the fingernails.
Yeah, you said that we could.
And you don't have to allow us to do it, just so you know. So don't think that it's...
I don't have a problem.
Okay. Just make sure.
So, am I getting my phone back?
No.
Not today.
What about Lucas's laptop?
No.
Not today.
Not today.
What does that mean?
We're still going through everything.
Oh, that's fine.
You're the one just telling us there's videos that we need to see on it, so we need to do our due diligence that we go through everything.
See, and that backfires on me now, too, because now you all think that I had even more, in quotes, intent to do what I did to him, which was not intentional.
What's that?
In that. Is that correct?
She's asking about your tag in your hand.
No, but I'm asking if that's correct.
No, I'm not going to agree to anything that you're saying. I'm not, that you're... No.
So, his probation officer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you all inform her, or do I need to call her?
We don't have to inform her, so if you would like to call her, you can. Are you saying because he's still on probation?
No, but because of the nice lady that she is and all that she's done for him, I didn't know how it was.
Legally, we just have to tell his parents, and we don't go telling.
Everybody else?
I didn't even know who his probation officer was, so no, I wouldn't go tell.
So the same thing for classes. I need to do that too.
Classes? To do what?
substance abuse class and his battery
Can't phone.
intervention.
Yeah, we
Something
don't
else I
have
was
to
just
call
getting ready to
him.
ask. So, other than this, so initially, what was the cause of death?
She is still pending because she wants to hold the body for an additional day to see if more of those bruises turn into something bigger. And she's doing some other tests that she's got to do. So she's pending it for now.
So, and that couldn't have been of him being in the suitcase? Or y'all are saying that I physically did it?
That's what she's determining.
So,
The ones on the head, I asked her, could that have been from the suitcase, and she said she didn't think so.
I didn't touch him, nor did he touch me.
Okay.
I'm leaving it at that.
Okay.
So I don't know if you all know how to do this because so that's what I was going to ask you. So are you all updating his parents today or when you get final whatevers?
What does it matter? Why? What we tell his parents? What do you mean?
Because
we're gonna talk with them.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have to.
But it's going to come down to me.
What do you mean?
Right. So it's being put on me.
Who said that?
But I'm not. So what is it you would tell them?
We're gonna give them an update, just like we gave you an update on their autopsy.
Okay. So it's whatever bruise,
Here's the thing.
whatever on the head.
We had to deliver news to them last night that their son was dead. There's not a whole lot of conversation that goes on after that. It's not a very easy thing.
Was it yesterday or Sunday? Sunday. Today's Tuesday, right?
Did we not meet you yesterday? We met you yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. Right? Did we not meet yesterday?
It's a valid question.
Really? Yes, on Monday.
Okay.
Got it.
Perfect.
So I don't know if I asked you guys or how I find this out other than talking to his parents, which is not going to happen.
Yeah, probably a terrible idea.
Terrible.
How do you guys suggest me finding out about funeral?
Yeah.
That's not even something that's been probably talked about between the family. That's not something we ask. We have no way of...
I didn't know, that's why I'm asking. So
It'll be up to them to make the arrangements of what they want to do. Like she just told you this quick, just being told last night, I'll pretty much be willing to wager that they have not even considered what they're going to do.
Our body can't even be released, so.
I've been there with parents, grandparents, and uncles. So I don't know if I have the right to or not, but like I was going to call his former employees whom he really cared for and let them know.
You can call whoever you want.
I just don't want to do something that I'm not supposed to.
You already did that.
How do I go about getting his wedding ring, engagement ring?
It's at the medical examiner's office. It'll come to us eventually, and then
it'll be released to the next of kin.
Yeah. Okay.
I bought it for him.
Okay.
That is a civil issue. It was on his finger. It goes to them. They're the ones that are going to release it. We don't have any say in that.
So I won't get that back. So for all of this, like, how do I find out what's what and how many, like, what's been found?
What do you mean?
Pillow with stain, swab with stain from pillow, suitcase.
That will all be sent off to
FDLE,
Florida Department of Law Enforcement. They do their testing.
So, and then like whatever white can with blood and necktie with blood was from the suitcase.
Correct.
Why would you guys, you'll see it in there, the baseball bat for Lucas and the receipts. And this is just his phone, my phone, and then the laptop.
Yeah, when anything can be released, we will release it, but we are very early in this investigation. And It's not an overnight process, unfortunately.
So, what's next?
They're gonna come and swab your fingers.
No, I'm talking about, like, in the long run. Like, what do I need to, like, do I need to be doing something, or, like...
I can't tell you, like, what to do.
I mean, like, so, like, for... Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know if you guys are just gonna, like... Because it makes it sound like, to me, like, I'm being accused of something that was not intentional. I'm being accused of it. And a handful of other things that I'm being accused of.
Okay.
So I don't want to be at home with Lucas and you guys show up.
Okay.
I understand that.
So...
we're still investigating. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
So is there going to be concrete whatever it is, and then it's like, okay, this is what it is kind of thing? Or like, because I've done the whole court thing. I've done the whole attorney thing. I've done whatever. So if I'm not admitting anything about being intentional and I killed George.
Okay.
Soundbite.
That's not the situation, but it's trying to be pinned on me.
Okay.
That was not my intent. But it's trying to be pinned on me. So however or whatever it is I need to do in order for that to be proven, then I need to do so, which is why I'm trying to get my ducks in a row.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking what the next step is other than me getting my nails swabbed.
I mean, you want me to tell you how to not be accused of a crime? Is that what you're asking? Like, I don't know what you want.
I'm trying to prepare myself for whatever may need to be done so I can, I guess, stick up for myself.
I mean, I think you're doing just fine. You came, you talked.
I just don't want you guys to, again, show up and Lucas is in the house.
She's about to get her wish.
Well, we did tell you yesterday that we don't want to do anything around your son, hence why you came to us. So I don't know why you think that's going to change.
That and or me not just show up back home.
I'm sorry, what? That or what?
Me just not show up back home. That's what, he's so happy that I'm staying over at the house with Brian. Like, so happy. And I'm not going back to the house, to my house, for however long I can stay over here because of whatever to blow over.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you don't mind me asking, so for whatever it is you all are claiming from the videos, which, yeah, is that what you're going to tell them? Like his parents? It's like, oh yeah, and by the way, she did.
Did what?
I mean, what would you tell him?
I don't think it really matters what we're going to tell the parents.
Oh yeah, it is. It's fuel to the fire.
Well, we can't hide things, and I don't know. I'm not saying we're going to go. I'm not saying that we're going to go and tell them every single thing we have. But again, this is the Orange County Sheriff's Office as public record, so eventually, like, this all will come out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not, you're making it sound like we're going to tell them something, so then your life is in danger, and I don't like that accusation.
No.
So, let's just nip that in the butt right now.
Well, that's what's going to happen.
I cannot
What are we going to tell them?
But we can't even, so technically there's no concrete report yet, even.
Right, so
it's,
you want me to tell you exactly what I'm going to tell them. I don't know what I'm going to tell them. I don't know what I'm going to tell them. Let's just leave it at that. Just like you don't know why you went upstairs. I don't know what I'm going to tell them.
So,
parents that are dealing with
can I call you the way that I did last time?
Yeah, my phone is an open line. Missy should be here. I don't know what's taking so long.
We're getting close to the end here.
I get it. Look, I get it. That looks really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what scares me. Like, what do I need to plan on? Like, what do I need to plan on? I promise you, on my son's life, it was not intentional. I promise you. on Lucas's life. It was not intentional.
I don't know you. I can't say I know anything about you. I don't know what would be a true statement, what would not. I mean, you're promising on your son's life, that's fine.
That's how much it means.
Sorry.
That's how much that's how much it means.
Okay.
I hope you take that to heart. Please.
And it's documented that you said that, yeah. I get it.
Do you have any idea when I can get my phone back?
No telling.
What do you say?
I just said no telling. I mean, our digital forensics unit is got a lot of cases on their plate. I mean.
Well, and that's not technically my laptop, it's Lucas's laptop.
Okay.
But he plays, you'll see all the games that he has on there.
As soon as we can get that back to Lucas, we will. As soon as we can release your phone, we will. But we have no way of being able to tell you because we don't have control over their caseload and how they arrange what they do. So I don't know. And at this point, I think, honestly, with everything else that's going on, that should probably be at the bottom of your list of worries.
I'm trying to make Lucas happy so he can have his laptop back.
Okay.
Did Brian not have a laptop for him?
He has his laptop that he has to do for work, that he doesn't want him using it or breaking or dropping. It's not a big deal. There's nothing on the laptop anyway.
It's a cough counter in the bottom right-hand corner. Almost all the female detective.
So you will keep me posted, like updated.
Big update coming soon.
That's my thing, is I'm trying to figure out what I need to do in the meantime.
I don't know. I can't, I don't know what to tell you, though. What?
But you all have more information than I do, where it's, yeah, you might want to, or yeah, you might want to.
I'm sorry, what?
We have more information on what?
We told you everything that we have. You know everything that we know. And most of it we got from you.
But that,
phone.
like I was telling her, yeah, that's bad. Which I swore in my son's life was unintentional. So that's why I'm trying to figure out what I need to do for myself.
Okay.
Going forward with this, nonetheless, with his family.
Nonetheless.
And are you all just showing up with Lucas in the house?
I think we've already both told you that we would be mindful of any situations.
So you guys, I guess you're going to call me tomorrow? Or do we need to come back down here?
I'll chat with you next time. I have no idea when I'm going to call you next.
Doesn't the report come out tomorrow?
No.
Our report?
I'm just saying a report is generated through us, and the sheriff's office is a public entity. So if someone were to come request something, then...
No, I'm talking about his autopsy.
She's waiting and doing our follow-up, but...
She's looking at him again.
Yeah.
But she won't be finished with him because she's pending for other stuff.
So after this, what? I'm done? For now? How long does this stuff take to get back?
Most of that you won't get back. The swabs and stuff will stay.
They all know about it?
Sorry. our dispatch center keeps calling my phone. I keep having to have other people call them to see what they need.
I hope you all can really both truly understand that that was not my intent. I miss him a lot.
I mean,
No more.
but my question has remained the same. What do you expect to happen to somebody when you leave them in a position like that?
Yes, but you have to understand too. I know.
No, just what would you expect to happen to somebody when you leave them in a position?
I have no idea because I've never done it before.
Why have you never done it before?
Why would I?
Exactly.
Why would I do it before?
Why did you do it now?
I clearly have said why. Why?
No, you don't know why. You just know that it's not intentional, but you don't know why. But that's okay.
Really?
I'm not trying to force you to say something that you don't know.
It's feeding and penning.
It's a game of who talks first. Everybody has a phone but Sarah.
The fact that you guys would assume that I'm that kind of person.
We're not assuming anything. We're going by the facts. It happened.
Like you said, you don't know me.
Pretty sure they're playing Candy Crush right now on their phone.
What time is it, please?
4:46.
The rest is coming.
In itself, for me to have to live with getting him out and doing what I did is punishment enough.
Yep, that's punishment enough. Nope.
I think that's why I haven't slept. Because that's all I see. So that right there says something. Not my intention.
This is my just barely touched her. Well, that would be very random.
That would be funny.
I literally heard the beep and was like, that would be
Cough counter's still going up. We're waiting for the DNA swabs on her fingernails.
Nonetheless, I have to live without him now.
Nonetheless.
Nonetheless.
Yep.
Punishment in itself.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Definitely a tragic situation.
I'm through with alcohol. And it's unfortunate that stupid things like this happen.
Absolutely.
Nonetheless.
Nonetheless, I have to live without him now.
His daughters too.
Are you trying to make it worse?
Sorry, what?
Are you trying to make it worse?
Make what worse?
How I feel?
There's no comment. I mean,
CSI, that was there yesterday. I think she took your photos.
ASMR.
So I'm just going to take your swab and go around on one hand and then do the separate one for your other hand. Okay?
All these swabs are going to test positive for COVID for the female detective who's been coughing on everybody for the last 2 hours.
Right hand?
Just pretend you're getting your nails done. Contaminate that swab. Hey, welcome all you 13 jurors. 13th jurors, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you popping in. We're completing, we've got the Sarah cam going, where we're watching her face throughout the entire interview. This interview's been posted for a while, but we got the footage of her, the entire interview with the camera facing her. So it gives us a little more reaction. And that's where we're watching that. The number in the right-hand corner is a cough counter. Oops, whoa. There we go. "42 times she said unintentional or not intentional. That seems to be her defense. There's one hand down. Let's just package that and label it. Bagged and tagged. Let's go ahead and do the other hands now. Change gloves. She's doing it proper. You need to snap them. If you don't snap them, it doesn't count. Hopefully the rubber gloves doesn't give anybody in PTSD. It's a very thorough process, the swabbing underneath the nails. I think they actually take like a nail clipping or a scraping from it as well. Maybe it's just a swab. See if she changes tools here. Oh, they already got the buccal swabs. That's right. They already got her DNA. So this is just going to be the swab under the fingernails all over the crevices around. Very thorough. In her mind, her purse is packed. As soon as this lady walks out the door, she's going to follow and leave. She's going to get in her car and drive away. Right hand, date, Sarah Boone. In the bag it goes. Trash, clipboards,
Thank you.
now they close the door again.
Okay, I'm done with all these. Okay, Sarah. So, you're not free to go. Okay.
Watch this guy.
Do you promise everything you told us was the truth? Or no? Everything we've talked about today?
Yes. They got to put her under oath.
He asked to swear. Remember how I swore you yesterday on the audio recording? I just forgot, so he raised his hand to remind me to tell you. Okay. Do you promise and swear that everything we talked about today has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge? For which? True and accurate to the best of your knowledge. What, that it wasn't intentional? Everything you've said today, everything that's come out of your mouth has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge. To the best of my knowledge. Correct. Yes. Why?
Because anytime we talk to somebody, to assure that everything that we've talked about is
true and accurate to the best of that person's knowledge.
It's not a trick question.
To the best of my knowledge?
To the best of your knowledge.
Everything that you've told us today is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge. Yes, but it was not intentional.
They got the yes.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay.
All right, do me a favor, stand up. I need you to turn around, face the wall. Put your hands behind your back. Do you have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
No.
Okay.
Why is this happening?
Because George is dead.
Not intentionally.
We understand that.
He's still dead.
He's still dead.
Well, someone needs to call Brian, please. Okay. Or can I not make a phone call?
You'll be able to make a phone call when we get you down to the jail.
So why is this happening? So this was a trick?
No, it's not a trick. How was it a trick? I'm in here to ask you to explain a few things to us. And
you were read your rights.
Your response to everything was basically, I didn't do it.
Intentionally.
Doesn't matter. It's still there. Do me a favor. Have a seat.
Really, guys?
Really?
So if I didn't show up, why is
You're
this
trying-
happening?
Because
Before y'all said I could leave,
when
that I was done after that.
we were done, yes, we are done. Absolutely.
So now, so that's what it is,
We are done.
right? Not intentional.
Okay.
So what am I supposed to do now?
You will,
Someone needs to call Brian.
okay.
Lucas is waiting for Mom to come home. This was not my intention. I thought I was waiting for you all to come and figure out what's what and how many.
That's what we're trying to do.
And I was going to be able to go home and see Lucas. Now he's just not going to have me come home. So there's nothing that I can do.
All right, no.
There's nothing that I can do in order to go home and see Lucas and prepare.
Not right now, no. You'll be afforded a time in court. You'll be afforded an attorney. You'll be afforded a chance to talk to a judge, and all that stuff will be worked out.
But what's the time frame for that, though?
Be about 3.5 years.
I've been able to tell you, you should make first appearance probably by tomorrow morning, if not tonight, depending how things are busy, how quickly you get down there. I
had a
don't
sneaky
work in
suspicion
there.
this was going to happen. And I need water, like, really bad, please.
Have a seat.
You all checked me down here.
Absolutely did not.
I just got those.
Okay. They are not allowed in the jail.
So I can't even smoke cigarettes if I go.
What? Am I good on that? She's fucked up.
And what am I supposed to do with my car?
So you find where it is. When you get down there, you'll have free phones. You'll be able to call.
What, as soon as possible?
Yeah, once you get down there and get booked in, you'll be able to use a phone in the waiting
Or how
area.
long will that take? Because I need to talk to Brian.
I don't know, it depends how busy, how quickly they get you through. I'd probably say within the hour. It's a free phone call in the lobby. It's a free phone call.
All I'm doing is bring you there, sign the paper, and you're all done.
She has no clue.
So can I ask you, or whoever it is, those holding cells, the holding cells, am I going to be put in one of those?
I don't know.
Last time I had a panic attack.
Let them know that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you're familiar with the big bay. As long as you go in and you act civil to them, they'll set you in the big bay. And you'll be left there for a while.
Request that while I'm there?
No, that's not up to us. We don't work at the jail.
As long as like he's saying, if you don't
If you go in and act like this, you'll go in and they'll put you in the big bay. If you go in there screaming and kicking and yelling and
Why would
cursing
I do
at people,
that?
I don't know. I'm just letting you know that's what happens. That's how they weed people out. If you go in acting like this,
So I asked for the big bay?
they'll put you there as long as you're acting like this.
Yeah, because the last time I had a major panic attack in the little things.
Hey, change the cuffs.
Go ahead, Shanna.
I have not
So
found
what am I going to do with my purse? Oh, sorry.
Your purse is gonna come, but the cigarettes and stuff can't, so.
I put the lock up too, my bad.
Oh, no, it's all good. Mine are the opposite, so.
What made you all decide to do this?
Made us decide to do this?
Uh-huh.
George is dead.
You guys, I knew this was going to happen.
You did? Okay.
So I came
Well,
down here
gave-
willingly.
Yes, absolutely. We were trying to figure out what's going on. We're still trying to figure out what's going on.
Unintentionally.
Well, intentional or not, George is dead. You act like when you say unintentionally, that absolves you from everything.
I need to get, I have my, I don't know if it's able to be or not.
I apologize.
I have things in my car that I need to.
Okay.
Put your.
What kind of stuff do you have in your car that you're worried about?
Well, I have my medication.
Okay, they have a pharmacy there. So if there's something that you have to have right away, you'll be seeing a nurse.
It's panic attack stuff.
Well, again, when you get checked in, you're going to be seeing a nurse. And that they have a pharmacy there, so they'll be able to take care of any kind of that stuff. That protocol is out of my realm. I don't work down there, so I don't know, but I do know they do have a pharmacy, and that you will be afforded to see somebody. Okay?
All done?
Yes, ma'am. I think so. My bad.
All right. For your viewing pleasure, that was the entire interrogation video. This one was redacted with little tiny bits of beeps, and I don't know why, because I've heard the entire thing unredacted. And the parts they did take out just it seemed weird, like somebody accidentally bumped to the button at different times. It didn't seem like it was redacted intentionally. So maybe that's the case. Have they got a trial for date yet? Yeah, date for the trial is September, October range. I think. I think we're still waiting on a hearing to have it completely solidified, but that's coming up. I did want to put that together just so you would have the Sarah cam, so you could see her face throughout the interview and see her reaction and some of the body language that's not always clear on the top-down view, which some of the other live stream or the other streams of that had. So I want to give you both views that way. Thank you for sitting through that. I know a couple of you said this is the first time you've watched that, and I realize there are other videos that are out that I'm not going to show. Specifically, it's the cell phone video of the suitcase. It's bad enough just listening to it being played in the background. It's rough. It's going to be played in court. Obviously, we're going to see it when that happens. I just it's everything you hear, and there's just more. The emotion is more clear, the sounds are more clear, and then seeing him struggle in the suitcase is more clear. That's all there is on that one. But it's available. It is out there if you want to see it. I'm just not going to show it on this channel. We'll probably show it when we follow the trial. It'll be important to watch then, but until then, we won't. Let's see. First time for several of you. That was awesome. We do have a new trial starting tomorrow. I think Brandy and I are both covering the same case. So you get to choose where you want to watch it, which is awesome. Brandy does a great job. I know she's going to do a better job on several aspects than I will, and maybe I might do a better job in some areas than she does. So take your pick. Either one. Don't feel bad wherever you go. The internet is big enough for the both of us. Love her. She's going to do great, and so thank you. Let's see. So that's going to be the widower trial. I think we've got jury selection that starts tomorrow. Let's see. I think that starts tomorrow for the widower trial. What did she just get that they didn't let her have? Cigarettes, Crafty. She just got a brand new pack of cigarettes like on the way down, and they're like, "Oh, these can't go," and they like threw them away or something. And she's like, "Hey, I just bought those." Yep. And she's not going to be allowed to have a cigarette. As she walks out of this building, the next thing that happens is she's walked by that same officer to the police car to be taken down to the jail. And that video of her walking out was posted on the sheriff's office, I think the Twitter or Facebook account. So you can see that. And that's where she says, "Are they supposed to be here?" And the cameraman, it was like the sheriff's office cameraman and news reporters. Like, yeah, we give them a heads up. It's a free country. They can film whatever they want. So that's what happens sequentially. And then after that, she's in the jail. That was the first interview watched on Sarah. There is one more interview, Selena, or there's one more interaction. It's body camera interaction, and it's the day of. It's the day that she calls the police and saying, George isn't breathing, found him in the suitcase. A little bizarre. Some of the same behavior that we saw here that just doesn't register as normal to most of us. She does as well. Like as the fire department's in there checking the body and things, she's like, "Hey, can I go in and grab my Dr. Pepper, or can I grab a cigarette, or I really need a drink of water?" She just doesn't seem to be bothered by the fact that someone's dead and she may have caused it. And so that's out there as well. It's a little bit difficult to follow sometimes, but it does introduce us to some of the players. It introduces us to Brian, who is her ex, who was on scene before the police arrived. She called him first, and he's like, "Hey, call the cops! Don't get me in this. Call the cops." But yeah, that's a good one. It's not as long as this is, of course. Are U.S. prisons non-smoking completely? The prisons, Peter, it depends. There's some I've heard that allow smoking for religious reasons as part of a religious ceremony. But I don't know if that's, I don't know if they're all non-smoking other than that. She was frantic the day of the murder. Cop video cam. Just crazy. Just crazy. She found him in the suitcase. Surprise, surprise. Imagine my surprise when he was still where I put him. Drinking from the garden hose was something else. Mr. Robert Torso says, since Boone is delayed forever, I hear Robin Niceta in Aurora, Colorado is starting soon. I've been trying to get you to notice that case because, wow, the outrageous lion hits 11. Colorado is actually one that's fairly friendly for streaming. Mr. Upper Torso, could you send me a text that says Mr. Upper Torso somewhere in it? Because I'm not sure if I've got you marked as that in my burner phone, and it helps me to find the message. But that information and a quick text to the burner phone, I'll try to hunt down what courtroom it's in, what judge, what paperwork I need to do to line that up. We can look for that if that's starting soon. There's also the car interview of Boone later in the day. I think that was just a different officer that arrived later and a different camera. I think it's sort of connected time frame wise. Brian must be counting his lucky stars. I think Brian is washing his hands and trying to just get away from it. Let's see. Yes, the Dr. Pepper. That's when the fire department's there on the scene. Yes, Thomas Randolph retrial. This is a death penalty retrial where he got a redo on a death penalty sentence. Smoking allowance is rare in prison, says Ivan. Reds got rid of it years ago. It happens for sure, just on the down low. KT, it's bugging me so bad. It's already, it has to go. It's not going to go much. It's not going to big around much longer, I think. Unless I can trim it, like on the inside corners of the lips, or where it's just, it tickles my lips. Like I'm playing the trombone or something, and there's a reason I don't play brass instruments or clarinet or anything else. The buzzing would just drive me nuts. I can barely play the harmonica. Janice says, love our community here. Thank you so much, Janice. Appreciate the super chat. Wonderful having you here. Would not be the same without you. Let's see. The stream ended so fast Thursday. I was trying to tell her nothing was going on. Didn't have a chance to tell her about the other channels. Oh, that's to Aztec Art. Okay. What's the worst that could happen? All these interviews are going to be played at our trial, which is coming up soon. It really is. It's coming soon. Tennessee sells vape pipes in jail. Didn't know that. Ooh, a cancer scam in that one. Whoa, okay, hang on. I need this one right here. Soundbite tickles my lips. No, please don't. You guys grab the worst possible stuff to put in soundbites. Can do a quick screenshot. Did I have background info on the new trial when we were going to be covering? Might have been in a meeting because I'm here all day. You didn't miss that, Gone Girl. We're probably going to do it tomorrow as they're starting jury selection. Are we done for the day? Unless we can find a police chase or something interesting today. I don't want to start another trial when we have a big one starting tomorrow. So unless you have a Q&A that you want some answers on. Pauline, 7 months. Can't believe it's been 7. It's been wonderful, Pauline. 7 wonderful months. Thank you so much for your support. Don't think I could do this without you and other great addicts like you that really made this all possible. Let's see. That surprises. Courtroom hopping. Melissa's up for it. We might have... since we're done with our counter, we ended up with a counter. Let me just show you one more time. Oh, sorry. It was 168 coughs in that one, which was a lot of coughing for sure. Let's see if Judge Boyd is up with her trial yet. She's on. Let's see what we've got here.
What are you using? And what is the father, Mr. Bloodworth, what is he using?
Nothing. Oh, your brother? Nothing.
I find that people...
We don't live together. We both share custody of my kids. They live with me and then they live with their dad.
Okay, she's...
A joint custody.
Time out. You're being very dishonest and slippery with me because I asked you. My mind is a steel trap, but I wanted the court reporter to read back because maybe my mind is failing, but I highly doubt that. You told me that your children were living with you and their father, and you said the other father, he's not a part of anything. Now you're telling me, oh no, he doesn't live with me. It's on and off. You've been dishonest with me from the very beginning. You were dishonest when I asked you if you're going to be positive. You were dishonest about that. Then you were dishonest about Bloodworth. I don't even know if this is this person's real name or not. Then you were dishonest about Sarabia. At first, and later you said he was the father of your children. Now he's not the father of your children. You're just being dishonest all across the board with the court, and I don't appreciate it. And dishonesty has nothing to do with nerves. You heard my questions. My questions were very specific. All right, this is what the court is going to do. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to recall the warrant. I'm going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Is CPS involved in your life?
No.
Well, I mean, why are you saying no? Like they should be. You're using meth and you're taking care of children. CPS should be involved in your life. So I'm going to want CPS compliance. If CPS is involved in her life, I don't know if they are or not. She's been dishonest with the court. I'm going to want the UA hotline until further notice. Intensive parenting classes. I'm going to want field visits.
She's
random.
Throwing the book at her.
1 time per month until further notice. Please check on the children. There's to be no contact with the person who she's saying may or may not be the child's father. There's to be no contact with Nicholas, Anthony, Sarabia. And that means if he's at the Bexar County Jail and he calls you and you know it's coming from the jail because they're going to ask you if you'll accept the collect call, you need to hang up because otherwise I'm going to count that as contact. And it's easy to see if that's happening because they keep a record of every phone call from the jail. Do you understand? There's to be no contact with William Clark Gordon. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Taking consideration NIMAC number 716819. And Brittany, if you could do the rejection for me on that case. All right. All right. It's NIMAC number 716819. Grand jury number 785613, JN number 2097716. 200 hours of community service restitution. Those will not be waived. TAP evaluation. And once the TAP evaluation is complete, she's going to start with intensive outpatient treatment. And the court is noting for the record that she's agreed she was acting as a party.
Wow. This is
with William Gordon and Nicholas Sarabia.
The lawyer didn't do anything
probation.
wrong.
Is there anything else she
client.
needs?
the client was lying to the judge, and that's why she's throwing the book
Oh,
at
and
him.
I'm sorry. There's to be restitution, if any, to Kyle Burney, Kyle Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? I'm sorry?
I don't think so. I think everything sounds like it's gonna help.
Okay. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Your children are depending on you to raise them, and they cannot be raised by you if you are using drugs. And the people that you bring into your children's life should be people who are not using drugs. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
She was sentenced to 2 years, but it's waived, or it's sort of like it's held. She doesn't go straight to jail. She's still out of jail, but she has a whole list of things she has to obey. And honestly, I don't think she can.
And then Norma, after that, we'll take up the other matter.
So she'll end up in jail.
And it is on Jose Soto Victorino. All right, thank you. Oh, okay.
Maybe there's the state.
Okay.
I'm dealing with Daniel on it. So
All right, just give us a moment then.
Okay.
Thank you so much. They're bringing him up.
Nicole, I heard about your son. I'm so sorry. It's good to have you back. I hope everything goes well with him. I realize that is...
All right, who's here on Jennifer Cano?
That is no fun. No fun at all.
Here you are.
Where's Jennifer Cano?
Judge, she's on her way. We had lost communication with her. We informed her of this court date. She communicated with my office this morning that she's here. Could we get this recalled for another day?
No. All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 6019, State of Texas versus Jennifer Cano. Can I see someone for the state? Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Right after the last one, because she's in a bad mood.
Defense?
Shannon Locke for Jennifer Cano.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 11:15 a.m. It is now 9 a.m. Your client has not appeared in court. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, where's your client?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. So she's communicated with my office that she would be on her way. And so we would ask that this be recalled for another time.
State?
Your Honor, the state would be requesting a bond forfeiture.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Man. Yeah, that last defendant probably screwed everybody in this courtroom.
Yeah.
You don't.
All right,
you don't
who's here
pee in
on
the judge's
David
Wheaties
Martin?
and then expect him to go
David
nice
Allen
on
Martin. Okay. Patrick Sanchez.
The state said they were going down to, and he's in custody as well.
All right, Mr. Sanchez, come down. All right, what is happening with this case?
So I've confirmed briefly with the state. This is my first setting on this individual. And so I was recently assigned to it. It looks like he was, I believe, just released from the state hospital about a month and a half, or recently. I think he was in the state hospital for about a month and a half, waiting about 18 months to get there.
Okay.
I've conferred with state, requested more discovery. My review, it appears that there's still quite a bit missing.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On this case, recall it in 2 weeks for discovery, and we'll see where we are.
Thank you, Judge.
What date?
Give me 1 second.
Brandy, get some rest.
I can do the 24th.
All right, we're
Put
going to
the
come
dark
back on
curtains on the
August
windows.
24th.
Make it nice and quiet.
All right, we'll see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
Close your eyes. Maybe an ibuprofen.
Yes. Who's here on Tyler Small? All right, where's your client?
He's in custody in Comal County right now.
Okay. All right, Norma,
Where's your client?
this is for sentencing.
It's not a new number one, just for the record, Judge.
So he's in Comal County, so we need to have him by Zoom in Comal County if they do that. So what we'll do is we'll reset it.
This one.
And Norma, on this, although I know it's going to take longer, can you just reset it for 2 weeks and see where we are? All right, so we'll come back on August 24th, and hopefully we'll be able to have him by Zoom.
And if anything changes, Judge, as far as him getting released, because it was supposed to be a time served thing, I'll get with Norma and set it sooner.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Sorry, Judge, I'm here now.
All right, who's your client?
David Allen Martin.
All right, David Allen Martin. What's, oh, just give me a second. Okay. Court is calling 2023 CR 4087, State of Texas versus David Allen Martin. Could I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Stacey Harrington.
For the defense?
Anthony Cantrell.
Are you David Allen Martin?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Barton, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge. No, I'm sorry, Judge. This is 4087.
Yes.
State is proceeding solely on count one, waiving and abandoning all remaining counts. And do you have both cause numbers?
Yes.
Or are we just doing one at a time?
No, I'm going to go to that first one, that one next. I just want to make sure we have this one.
No problem, Judge.
So you're waiving counts 2 through 13?
That's correct, Judge.
Any objection?
No objections.
And then the next case is 2023 CR 4088, State of Texas versus David Allen Martin. Counsel, have you received all the discovery in that case?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery in that cause number. Mr. Martin, in that case, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge. State is proceeding solely on count one and waiving and abandoning the remaining counts.
No objections.
Okay. So count 2 through 5 are waived without objection.
Sunshine Girl, welcome. Love to see that yellow courthouse by your name. That's at least 6 months. At least 6 months.
Mr. Martin, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign them in all the appropriate places? And the cause number ending in 4087, you're charged with the offense of promotion of child pornography as a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. And the cause number ending in 4088, you're charged with sexual assault of a child. The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and a possible fine of $10,000. Did you understand? And each cause number, if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by
Attorney said
entering
speak
into
up.
these plea bargain agreements, you were giving up those rights?
I do.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Martin, in each of the cause numbers, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're going to have to keep your voice up so I can hear.
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each cause number, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the state is requesting that your punishment be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There are no applications. The cause numbers will run concurrently. State will take in consideration 2023 CR 4144, 2023 CR 4143, and there's to be Chapter 62 compliance in each cause number. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each cause number, I'm showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, there's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that was a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
Then in count one, ending in the cause number 4088, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
And cause number ending in 4087 to count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's pleas of guilty.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments in each cause number.
No objections.
In each cause number, I'm showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them and did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
And just to note for the judge, stipulations are the same in each cause number.
All right, thank you so much.
American Girl, click on the link that shows up after somebody types gifts in chat and make sure the button is slid to the right on your screen. It's my... Am I pointing to the left for you or to the right? I don't know. It should be slid to the right. Samantha, thanks for mentioning this. We do have a couple new hoodie designs, as well as some T-shirts, some tank tops. I think even we have some stickers in there that feature the courthouse and the courthouse color progression schedule. So do go check that out. See if there's anything on there that you like. If you don't see something you like and you would like something created very specific, reach out to me on the burner phone. Let me know what it is you're looking for, and we might be able to get it for you. Let's see, I'm pointing the wrong way, so I say right this way because that's my left. I'm using my right hand to point to the left. Ivan, you're breaking up a little bit. I can't quite hear what you're saying there. Oh, man.
All right. In each cause number at the review in State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. In each cause number, the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, have you spoken with the complainant?
Yes, Judge.
And is she aware of this?
She is, Judge. She's actually currently in juvenile detention.
Okay.
She received a tampering with evidence case, and we're actually trying to get her treatment at this time, Judge. So she is aware.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor. We just asked the court to follow the plea bargain.
All right. What would you like to say?
I don't have anything to say.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. You need to speak up.
I'm sorry for my actions, ma'am.
Oh, are you sorry for your actions, or is it because your attorney told you to say you're sorry?
I'm sorry for my actions. It's just a lot. A lot of,
Are you married?
A lot of resort. I plan on getting married.
Who are you getting married to? Does she know about this case? I'm sorry?
She's in the courtroom.
Ah, so she knows that you were having sex with an underage child.
Honest with her about it.
I'm sorry,
I
what?
was honest about it with everything.
And she still wants to be with you. Do you have any children?
I do not.
All right, and I see that the child was 16. Well, I mean, not you believe so. In the police report, it says that she told you she was 16.
She didn't tell me anything.
I think he found out after the fact. Huh?
He found out while they were together, Judge. Yes.
Okay. So you knew. And the person you're with who's here to be with you and support you, does she have children?
No, ma'am.
And how old is she?
She's 34.
And who is it?
Complainant as well, Judge. She was there during this whole time.
Ah, what is her name?
She's in the police report. Lauren Messwich.
Let me find her in the police report.
This judge is
And
not
you say
messing
it's
around.
Lauren, Lauren.
That's correct, Judge.
And how do you spell the last name?
I might chop it up. Messwich, Mesch, I believe, WICH. He's in one of the reports.
All right, let me see if I can find her. Do you know how to spell her last name?
It's MESH.
Would you like me to locate it for you, Judge?
Yes, please. Thank you. All right, it's Lauren Elizabeth, and the last name is Meschwitz.
And she's there in court.
All right, and so she's the person who wanted to have a threesome with the underage person, correct? I'm sorry?
It was both of us.
All right.
Wow.
And cause number 4088, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will not run concurrent. This will run concurrent with 2023 CR 4087. Take in consideration 2023 CR 4144. 2023 CR 4143. There's Chapter 62 compliance. No contact with the following: the complainant and Lauren Elizabeth
He did not like that.
Meschwitz.
She just ordered
You
no
credit for any
contact
time served.
with his fiance.
So your relationship with her is over. Do you understand?
Boom.
Ms. Meschwitz, if you're not on the docket, you can leave the courtroom because your relationship with Mr. Martin is over. And cause number 4087, the court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will not run concurrent. This will run concurrent with 2023 CR 4088. Take in consideration 2023 CR 4144, 2023 CR 4143, Chapter 62 registration. There should be no contact with the complainant and no contact with Lauren Elizabeth Meschwitz. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. And each cause number, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them and did you sign them? All right. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, whether you're telling me you knew she was only 16 or not, at the end of the day, you knew that the person that you were using was going through some trauma, drama in their life, and you were seeking to build your happiness off that person's misery. You cannot do that in this world. Do you understand? All right, at least good human beings do not. Good luck to you. Mr. Cantrell?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here are the dismissals for you.
Wow.
You're welcome.
I think no matter what he had said there, that would have been the same outcome. The state was providing those details to the judge. But the fact that the judge had somebody lie to her early on has really impacted her tone, not necessarily the outcome, but her tone with every other person since then.
Thank you. Have a good one, Mr. Cantrell. All right. Are we ready with the interpreter, Jose Soto?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Always good seeing you. Have a great one.
Thank you, Judge. You too.
I'm doing my best. If you just pass it along to them that, yes, it was hot in this courtroom today. All right. On this case, all of the other co-defendants are being brought back on August 24th for the plea deadline date.
Okay, Your Honor, I've been conferring extensively with Daniel Escobar. I understand he's in trial right now. If we have a resolution before then, we'll definitely let Norman and Ms. Ferguson know.
Okay.
The 24th.
All right. So we will see you all back on August 24th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else?
Nothing further.
KT, yes, you can all get access to these courtrooms. These
all right,
are
see you then.
These are judges that stream on Zoom. There are actually many more that stream on Zoom that I cannot show you because they legally restrict me from showing that. But you could watch yourself. For instance, Judge Manning, the not relevant judge, she fights quite aggressively against people who show her channel online.
All right. Who's here on Carlos Romero?
But they are all visible. I subscribe to about 150 of them.
We'll wait for Mr. Cox to come back. Moses Ross.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ross. And this was scheduled for PTD. Where are we on that?
Yes, Your Honor. After discussing with the supervisor, the case would not be eligible for PTD. So the state did tender an offer to counsel, and we've also submitted a discovery acknowledgement.
All right, your plea deadline date, Norma, can we call this back on the 24th as well? All right, your plea deadline date is going to be on August 24th. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. After that point, the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Do you understand?
August 24th?
Yes, they're going to give you a reset form.
So I come back here August 24th, right? And that'll be the last day that I can take in your deal?
Yes. All right, do you have any questions about anything?
If I come back, or when I come back August 24th,
if I come back,
and I happen not to take the deal, and I would hire a lawyer.
No, then you're going to jury trial. And let me just tell you, whoever you bring in, if you bring in an attorney on August 24th, you need to let them know that you're going to jury trial then. There's not going to be a continuance for them to get up to speed, because this case has been on the court's docket since June. And in this court, we don't let cases hang around for a long time. You understand? All right. Is there anything else?
Oh, yeah.
And why were you late?
Just didn't wake up. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Here's the thing. Thank you for your apology. But if you're late, what ends up happening is a warrant may be issued for your arrest. I'm going to notate in the file that you were late because you overslept. Do not oversleep again. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
This is definitely a channel you'd want to click and watch.
Who's here? Misael Solis. All right, Mr. Solis, if you'll come forward.
The jury selection starts tomorrow. We're not sure if they're going to broadcast that or not.
Good morning. How are you
so,
doing?
we're just going to cover the details of the case if they don't show that, and then we'll talk it over and get everyone up to speed.
So the reason why
before the case
we're here
starts on Wednesday with
is
the opening statements.
The last thing that I have is Reentry Center in Houston, Texas, documentation not provided. Has that been provided?
Yeah, let me double check.
What is that? The verification of the halfway house?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
There is for residents now.
Okay. And then
the first residence is the reentry home in Houston, Texas.
all right. So what does he have remaining to
Your
pay?
Honor, he was in custody when he signed for probation. So he was just released on his parole violation in June.
Sunshine Girl, thank you very much for purchasing the
my
hoodie.
understanding is that
I
you're
think
telling
gonna
them you
love
don't want to be extended. You will be extended. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
The name of
I
this
understand
channel
that you were placed on probation while you're in custody, but
is right
that
here.
means that you haven't done anything really because you've been in custody. So you're going to be extended.
Search Judge Stephanie
Now,
Boyd
if you
on
complete
YouTube.
everything early, then the court will consider removing you from probation or allowing you to terminate early. Do you understand? But you're going to have to show the court something.
Okay, ma'am. But when I got arrested, I got these charges, right? And they violated me and sent me to prison. So that time doesn't count?
No.
How come if I was already in custody for these charges?
Oh, because you're on probation for this case.
It was
Now,
probation was the
if
other
you were
charge.
not on probation for this case, and if you would like to be revoked and just do your time on it and have an attorney talk to the state and see what time they will be perhaps willing to give you, then of course the court will always consider that, but the court is going to extend you. And how much time do you want to extend him for?
Your Honor, I would need a little bit of time to look into that.
All right.
Currently, his probation expires on the 31st of this month.
All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to extend him. And I'm going to extend him for a year. If you get everything done and come back within 6 months, the court will consider terminating you early. But that means you cannot miss any appointments or anything. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still on parole also, and I get off of parole on October 12th.
All right. So I'm going to extend you for a year. If everything is good with you and you want to come back and can be considered for early termination, maybe if you want to come back when you're released from parole, then the court will consider it. You understand?
Okay. But
So-
until then, so I still have to pay the fines and everything?
Well, today, what we're going to do is I'm going to do the extension, and I will do a minimum supervisory fee for him, and we'll go from there.
Hey, Jackie, the
you
fleece
are
we're putting together is going to have all the
released from
word
your
art
parole,
from the channel. Is that the one you
Come
want?
back to the court. Just let probation officer know you want to come back to court to see if I'll consider early termination. But in order for me to even consider that, you cannot have made any mistakes or any missteps or missed any appointments. And you need to have completed everything that I'm requiring of you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, probation. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so you're going to sign for the extension today, and then, as I said, my mind is a steel trap, so I remember what I'm telling you. Complete everything. Make sure there are no hiccups or missteps or any violations of any kind, and then you can contact probation, and we can come back and I'll reconsider.
When I get off in October?
Yes, I'll reconsider at that time.
Your Honor, can we list him as virtual since he does live in Harris County, or
Oh,
do
yes.
you want
Let me write that in the
entire term, transferred, or can we just do the virtual?
We can do virtual.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing with my current probation officer.
Okay, I'll allow for virtual reporting and also virtual when he comes back. All right, is there anything else?
No.
All right, anything else you need from the court?
That's it, ma'am.
All right, thanks for addressing appropriately for court. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, are the parties here on Katrina Mendoza?
Awesome. Thanks, Jackie.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 4248B, State of Texas versus Katrina Mendoza. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Mitchell and Marissa Giovenco for the state.
Defense?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Todd McCrae for Katrina Rose Mendoza.
And are you Miss Mendoza?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Mendoza, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we are proceeding under count 1, paragraph B, and waiving the remaining counts, Your Honor.
All right, any objection to the waiver of count 1? Excuse me. Any objection to the waiver of count 1, paragraph A, count 3, count 2, count 4, and count 5?
No, Your Honor, that's per our agreement.
Ms. Mendoza, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand in count 1B, you're charged with the offense of assault, intentionally, knowingly, serious bodily injury to a child? That's a first-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
She does. I've reviewed everything thoroughly with her, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Mendoza, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily
What's the charge?
waived jury trial. Going to show you what's entitled plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
All right, off the record for a moment.
She's reading it. I love that the judge has this whole thing
All right,
memorized.
if parties could approach, please.
That should count.
And she's muted. She's like, something might be wrong with the paperwork. Oh, she muted. She turned off her camera as well. All right, we'll keep listening to that briefly. Let's see. That's this one right here. We'll keep listening when she comes back on. When this case is over, we're going to take a lunch break and probably break for the day. I've got a little bit of homework to work on for some upcoming cases, some paperwork to follow up with a couple different courts. I think I've only got like 2 or 3 more FOIA requests out there. They all sort of came back at the same time, so that's cool. But I'm going to follow up on those as well, see where we're at. Let's see, the judge is still talking with the attorneys here. Love Judge Manning pre-trial. Yeah, she does a great job. Stay out of Fulton County. Here we go.
All right. So, Ms. Mendoza, paragraph B is assault intentionally, knowingly, serious bodily injury to a child by omission. You understand that?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
the offense that you're pleading to?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, with regards to the plea bargain agreement, your punishments be assessed at a cap of 45 years. The state opposes your application for deferred adjudication, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence. And also, there is a plea bargain agreement that is attached. And was that attachment filled out today, State Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So with regards to your plea bargain agreement, there's an affirmative finding of family violence. What that means is that you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand as a part of your plea bargain agreement with the state that your sentencing will be postponed until the completion of the trial of Jose Angel Ruiz? Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand that if you fail to comply with the terms of this plea bargain agreement, that your plea that you enter into, whether you plead guilty or no contest, that plea will stand. And if it's determined that you fail to fulfill your obligations under the agreement, you will be subject to the full range of punishment. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
And that full range of punishment is up to life in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to count 1 paragraph.
Other than in discovery, we ask for discovery of the phone and the contents of the phone. And the state's response was that the contents of the phone, that's the co-defendant's phone, it's still being extracted because there's you might remember the hearing, there's a code there that they haven't been able to break.
All right. And I believe that's, if I'm remembering correctly, I believe that's the case where the defendant offered to
Right.
give
Well,
his code.
I'm being told we just got a cell phone.
believe we just got the
download
second
in,
cell phone
so we can provide that to defense counsel.
Very,
All right.
very good.
So,
It may have already been uploaded, to be honest. I've already given it to them to be uploaded, so I will double check on that.
all right, Ms. Mendoza, you understand that there's a cell phone dump from the co-defendant's phone?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you aware of this before entering this plea? That there was a cell phone?
She has to say no.
And were you aware before entering this plea that the state did not have the contents of that cell phone to turn over to your defense counsel?
Yes.
All right. The state has informed the court that that has been completed. Do you still wish to continue with this plea?
Yes.
All right. And are you waiving your right to have the contents of that phone viewed before entering this plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that correct?
I concur.
All right. But even with that being said, state, you're going to provide that information to them?
Yes, absolutely, Judge.
Okay. All right, then to count 1, paragraph B, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence?
Your Honor, we have for State's Exhibit number 1 and all attachments.
Which I've reviewed thoroughly with Ms. Mendoza and we filed objections.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Wavering Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I did.
Loud
Again,
motorcycle.
did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
She's a speed reader. Yeah, she's pleading guilty to all this. It's part of the deal. There were a whole bunch of charges. All the other charges got dropped as long as she pleads guilty to this one, and that's part of the deal. So we're just finishing up Judge Stephanie Boyd. She's had quite a morning. A little bit of a lip and attitude and lies from a defendant, and then every defendant who's appeared before her since then, it's got a little bit of a tongue lashing. So she's not in the best mood, although she's been somewhat cordial, at least to counsel. She has to testify against the co-defendant. This is a very disturbing case. A 5-year-old child was her child unalived between her and the co-defendant. I think they schedule all the ones that plead guilty sort of together so she can work the cases quicker that way. Samantha Terry. I was wondering why you were asking me what kind of water I like. I like Deer Park water, and I really wish they would sponsor the channel because I'm currently sponsoring their executive retirement plan with how much I drink.
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court is going to find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding you guilty if you've applied for deferred adjudication. Ms. Ferguson, when is the co-defendant set for trial? October 3rd? All right, so the co-defendant's case is going to trial on October 3rd. And we will send this for a PSI. And we will be back. You will most definitely be back on, I want to say October 4th, because we'll have jury trial on October 3rd. Yeah. So Ms. Ferguson, let's just put this on the docket for, let me look at the calendar. You know, the computer did an update, and the update is just changed everything around on the computer.
I hate that. Why reinvent the wheel? It was working just fine before. So trial on October 3rd is the co-defendant in this case, and then she's going to be sentenced on the 4th.
October 3rd, we'll probably do jury selection. So Norma, let's just bring this back on October 2nd to make sure that everything is still proceeding the way it's supposed to proceed. So we'll put October 2nd. And that's not the date you will have your sentencing. According to your plea bargain agreement with the state, your sentencing will take place after the co-defendant's jury trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going to bring you back. We can go off the record. We're going to bring you back on October 2nd.
She has to testify against him.
Probation on
Carolyn,
Mendoza. I'll need
live?
a PSI done. We're going to bring her back on October 2nd. but the actual sentencing is not going to take place until after the co-defendant's jury trial. All right, so we'll bring you back on October 2nd to see where we are with the jury trial, but the jury trial should be proceeding on October 3rd.
And one final thing. if I
Yes.
may. So you could see that Ms. Mendoza's status right now, because she's dressed in red, is pretty much what they call isolation.
Yes.
So she's isolated. She only gets 1 hour to be outside of that isolation. We would ask the court respectfully if the court would review her status. If she is classified as protective custody status, she gets a few more hours out of the isolation. And I know the court knows this, but she also could participate in classes and things like that. So our plea would be to ask the court to review her status at the jail. And we would respectfully ask the court to classify her as protective custody rather than the isolation.
I don't think it'll change that before
Well,
that.
what I can tell you is we've had situations of this nature before. It would be best so that I won't have any responsibility if something were to go awry. I'm not saying it would, but if you will reach out to the sheriff or to classifications and let them know you would appreciate her being reclassified, they will usually do that. But they're going to want it in the form of a letter from you signed by your client.
Okay, so you think a letter to the sheriff's classification requesting protective custody might do it?
Yes. And then if that doesn't happen, we can always come back and have a hearing on it.
You understand, Ms. Mendoza?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Is there anything else?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. With that, we're going to go ahead and leave the judge, the good judge. It's lunchtime. It is lunchtime. We're going to wrap things up here. Ivan, thanks for the super chat there at the very end. Appreciate that. Appreciate all your super chats today. There were several. Appreciate that, and others as well. All right, we have a new trial that is starting jury selection tomorrow. This is, I'm going to remember it eventually, but it's the trial of Thomas Randolph. He was on death row, and he won an appeal because in his last case where he was sentenced to death, they revealed a little too much about his prior past. It involved unaliving previous wives. And this case specifically is about unaliving one of his wives, number 6, I think. So I think we are going to sign off for the day because I have a lot of homework to do as far as prepping stuff. Same time tomorrow, 9 a.m. Yes, that'll be a little bit early. The case is actually out of Nevada. It's out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Clark County, Nevada. So it's going to be a little bit later in the day, a late start, but we'll have a morning get-together. And tomorrow we're probably going to be talking about, if we don't get a feed from the courtroom as far as jury selection goes, we're going to be talking about the case, just getting up to speed on who the players are, what the facts are, what we know, what the previous trial, how that went down. We'll do that, and then we'll be ready to participate in the actual trial that starts the next day on Wednesday. So, yeah, she'll be sorry she gets out of isolation. I don't think that's in her best interest right now. Tish says, on my time zone, finally. Tish, we'll do it on your time zone. The rest of us suffer, but I'm glad it's good for you. Flying to Vegas in 4 hours? Seriously, Dallas? What are you doing? What? Never mind. Don't tell me. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? Hope you win big. Hope you win big. All right, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone to make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again, which will be tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We've got a new trial coming up. We're excited to do a little bit of homework, get caught up on that. I've got a lot of paperwork to fill out with different courts to try to line up everything. I have to apply in every trial I'm interested in, and so I ended up applying to courts that we never even watch, and it's just how the system works. Thank you very much. We have fantastic mods here. I'm glad you recognize them for their great work that they do. I appreciate every single one of them. Good to see a couple of you that were able to pop in today for the first time. I appreciate those who popped over from Brandy's channel. She has a great video on this as well. If you want to get caught up on this, I would highly recommend going over and watching that. I think she did that today or last week. I can't remember. She put together a little background video of that, and she always does a good job on that. So do go give that a watch. And when you do go over, make sure you click the like button. Let her know that we appreciate the great work she does here on YouTube, and that she's doing a good job. Let's see. Turns off the light. So the lights are off. Can't see. I think that's it. I'm gonna get some lunch. Mrs. R.A. came in and made this delicious salad, and she was eating it in front of me, saying, "Don't you think you want some? Are you gonna take a break?" Apparently, she wants me to take a lunch break, so I'll do that. We're gonna get some food. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna try to straighten out some of the merchandise items. I know there's some sale items that are a little hard to find right now. Want to see if I can fix that today. Hopefully, it'll update quickly because it normally doesn't. We're also working on the fleece blanket with the word art. We want to get that done as well. So anyway, lots of stuff to do. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Is that correct?
That's correct.